criticized me for my React content, shaming Hasan for stealing content while you're literally stealing Hasan's content. Interesting. It should be obvious, but me only using the necessary parts of Hasan's content to make my point is not the same as him reacting to an entire video, barely paying attention, leaving partway through.
And Monday morning.
Twice. And then coming back completely lost on where he is or what's going on.
Wait, he heard the shots. He had looked.
Did I accidentally go forward or backwards?
If you don't know, it probably means you weren't paying attention and what you're doing isn't fair use. You never mentioned that Hasan gets permission from creators to watch their vids. Dude, if you're gonna do a hit piece on someone, don't lie or omit the truth. It is true that Hasan says he only reacts to creators he has permission from.
Like, don't leave the video running when you get up
100%.
to go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do
like
that.
pretty basic stuff.
You stop doing that?
I only do it with I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends, like Noah Samson, Second Thought, things like that.
But he's bold-faced lying. He does it to everybody's videos, not just his friends. Lamino, whose video was reacted to by Hasan where he left twice, said that he's never given Hasan permission.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video. A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream or video. You know, they could do the bare minimum and ask for permission. Something that none of the major reaction channels have ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos.
So don't call me a liar when he's the one lying to you. If you're a Hasan fan, he does this to you constantly. I don't know why anybody would want to get their news through this guy. Wouldn't you want somebody who's consistent, reliable, and stylish? Like Ridge. I think we all know that one person that's not easy to buy gifts for. Maybe they've been carrying around that fat, bulky wallet for over 10 years. Well, Ridge might be in dollars. Thank you, Ridge, for sponsoring this video.
But it's really frustrating that, like, this is a fundamental thing I believe in and I advocate for and I practice what I fucking preach, and yet motherfuckers still always say that I am actually fake.
A lot of Hasan fans are mad at me because I called Hasan a fake socialist, a hypocrite. Aw, socialism man has money. Socialism man bad. You are not allowed to critique capitalism if you have money, lol. No iPhone equals socialist? Please read just a crumb, please, I beg you. I never called Hasan a hypocrite because he's rich. I called Hasan a hypocrite because he advocates that companies should profit share with their employees while he pays his employees absolutely nothing.
As a socialist, right? Does that carry over to your Twitch?
To who? To who? To what?
To editors, to moderators?
Yes.
So you're paying moderators or a head of moderation?
No, not editors and not moderators. I don't want moderators to come on board exclusively because they want to, you know, use this as a job opportunity.
That's objectively hypocritical. And let's face it, it's just funny to watch Hasan act like he's a blue-collar worker on stream, acting like he's shocked when he hears how expensive people's homes are.
Glass doors, which is absolutely horrible for audio quality.
Dude, this is like unimaginable wealth, dude. How the fuck do people make this much money? $2.9 million near Las Vegas? Dude, oh my fucking lord, dude. You can buy a fucking castle in Las Vegas.
Bro, he bought a $3 million house for himself the next month. What is he talking about? Not a Hasan fan, but what a misinformed and ignorant take. The dude is literally the most consistent political streamer in existence. At least if you're going to lie on someone, make it believable. It's time to stop! How do you convince someone of something when they're so stuck in their worldview, they ignore all your receipts? It's impossible. The old adage must be true. You can't argue with stupid.
People need to be told to shut the fuck up. People need to be told that they are wrong all the time.
Hasan hates any and all journalism that goes against his worldview. 3 years ago, a video went viral of a man holding a BLM sign in what was apparently the most racist town in America. The video is 2 minutes long and features people threatening to kill him, calling him the N-word, and Hasan loves it.
This is braver than the troops, okay? I'll just say this right now. What he's doing is, sometimes we use that as a joke. They say like, oh, this man's braver than the troops. But like what he's doing is literally just straight up putting his life on the line without any sort of protection or Kevlar or anything. How many of these people are off-duty cops? Okay, probably 0 of them because none of them tackled him and beat the shit out of him while the camera was on.
Gideon saw this video last year and decided to do some citizen journalism to see if this video was an accurate portrayal of the town's citizens. He went there and discovered that the town had a bad rap.
I'm not gonna lie, when I did come here and stuff like that, you know, hearing that it's the most racist town in America, I was just, you know, going on expecting it, like, you know, the racism and stuff like that, making a video, you know, like, oh man, this is what happened to me. But as I got here, I realized, I said, I cannot put that connotation on this town because I am not experiencing that, you know?
Hassan didn't like Gideon's findings, so he frames him off rip as a white apologist.
I thought to myself, not only as a content creator, but also as a black man, I had to go to this town and find out firsthand the truth about the most racist town in America. All right, so
Please tell me he's not going to whitewash this shit, right? Please. So one thing that we need to always establish is that, like, just because a fucking town is racist, one, doesn't mean that they're going to be, like, literally running around and doing hate crimes to every black person they see. I don't know why Americans have such a twisted and broken understanding of what racism is, which is weird.
He's moving the goalpost. The original video that Gideon is investigating showed people being openly and aggressively racist for 2 minutes straight. What he's saying has nothing to do with anything. When Hassan finishes the video, he calls everyone who enjoyed it racist.
All the comments are eating it up. Yeah, bro, if you're racist little white zoomer and you're watching Gideon, of course you're gonna love it when your favorite black comedian is, you know, feeding into your worldview that, like, you know, being racist in an Xbox lobby is just memes.
People in his chat who criticized Hassan's takeaway, he would then also call racist while being racist.
Wow, looking for racism when someone actively trying to bridge a gap? What gap, dude? What gap? You can't bridge a gap with the Klan, you dingus. God damn, that's the most Caucasian take I've ever heard in my entire goddamn life. What the do you mean, bridge a gap?
If your go-to reaction when you're mad is to go after somebody's skin color, that says a lot about you. He's also saying that the town is home to the Klan, which is not true. That's a different town, which Gideon explains in his video.
They said that this place was like the most racist town in America, but like what have you seen here that you would like deem maybe racist?
Out in Zeke, which is probably like a 20-minute drive, the leader of the Ku Klux Klan lives out there.
So this isn't the racist town, Zink.
Oh wow, Hassan misrepresenting the facts of his situation. It's like he's made a career out of it. Hassan is a self-described on-the-ground journalist who only reports from his bedroom.
Me going live and giving you 10 hours of on-the-ground, 10 hours of reporting from the ground at a critical moment, at a critical time.
And then he spends his time discrediting actual on-the-ground journalism because it doesn't fit his worldview.
You're like, I can't watch a video that is like already accrued, okay? 3.4 million views over the course of the past 24 hours that is inherently political, that is about possibly this person, either A, whitewashing white supremacists, or B, not. Shut the fuck.
How do you whitewash white supremacists? Why are you going in this thinking that I'm gonna go in here trying to make white supremacists look good? Like, why is that your first thought? Like, why, like, do you think I think that little of my race that I'm gonna go in there to like try to like make it look like white supremacy is great and stuff like that?
I mean, that does seem to be Hassan's comment section's takeaway.
I literally had someone in this comment section say, I don't even know what racism is, and I went on their profile picture and they were a white person and they were saying that I don't know what racism is. How are you gonna tell me in my 21 years of life I don't know what racism is? And just because I didn't push a narrative of a 3-minute video that was showing people saying racist things, I actually showed the good of a town and stuff like that. I'm not smart enough, or I don't understand.
He does it because you disagreed with him.
All the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
I spent a large majority of my last video criticizing Hassan's poor news coverage. And since then, has he taken the criticism in good faith, becoming a better political commentator? No, of course not. It's Hassan. He's delusional. He hasn't changed a bit. He will still sit there blindly saying stuff about Gaza while the article on stream is proving him wrong.
After the takeover, Israel and Egypt imposed a blockade over the Strip as a way to stop them from importing weapons, and also any secondary materials that could be used to make weapons. Just by their own admission alone, we know that they have the capacity to produce their own weapons with support from Iran.
Yeah, no, I think that's bullshit too. Again, like, that's what Israel claims, and that's the reason why...
That's what Hamas claims. That's what Hamas claims.
The receipt is right in front of him. And despite his bias being on full display, describing himself as a self-propagandist...
Make no mistake, the posters are propaganda. Of course they are. But just like I do propaganda, right?
He'll at the same time claim that his coverage has been even-handed.
Since day one, I have been incredibly even-handed and incredibly tempered in my coverage. I've been incredibly even-handed and incredibly tempered in my coverage for obvious reasons, even though inside of me, a fire burns, okay?
Hasan is very talented at making his mistakes seem inconsequential. And if somebody proves him wrong, he twists that into them being the bad guy. We all know Hasan jumped the gun when it comes to the Gaza hospital being bombed by Israel. And when his chat corrected him, he demonized them.
You bad faith, apartheid defending, bloodthirsty, genocidal freak.
He then goes on to speculate missile technology because that's easier than admitting he's wrong.
If there's a deployment, like an activation that Israeli munitions have that can detonate way before it impacts the ground.
This is such a joke. He has no clue what he's talking about. Hasan now has to deal with his fans clowning on him because he based his opinion off absolutely nothing, but instead of owning up, he decides to shift the goalpost. Now it suddenly doesn't matter if Israel bombed a hospital because they're killing people either way.
Like ultimately, even if it wasn't Israel that bombed this hospital, which I do maintain it is, okay? But even if it wasn't, okay, 500 of the last confirmed kills did not come from Israel. So what? Are you just mad only when Hamas kills people then? Because that's what you're saying at that point. You know what I mean? You're saying literally, I do not care when Israel kills someone. I only care when Hamas kills someone.
No, it is not. Look how he demonizes and strawmans people who correct him for being wrong.
If you're going to get mad and be like, dude, I can't believe the counter rocket barrage from the Hamas teams on the ground actually caused these 500 people to die in the fucking hospital, then what the fuck are you saying? What about the 3,000 people that died in the fucking week prior by Israeli bombs? It makes no sense. It makes literally no fucking sense. What are you saying?
The original claim was that Israel flattened a hospital, killing 1,000 people. It started riots and protests around the world. Hasan even knows it matters because he titled his stream after that. He acts like criticizing him for poorly covering a story is the same thing as justifying all of Israel's other attacks. It's not.
What about the 3,000 people that died in the fucking week prior by Israeli bombs?
He's hiding behind the deaths of Palestinians so he can't be criticized on the internet. Real brave Hasanabi journalism at work. It's pathetic. You got it wrong. You can be held accountable for it. Stop shifting the goalposts. This thing he does where he gets mad at everyone but himself when he's wrong is embarrassing, and he should be criticized for it. I'm glad Ethan is doing it.
You just mad only when Hamas kills people then?
I'm mad when all people die, but I don't think he or many people seem to care when Hamas kills a bunch of their people. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the theory that like the truth doesn't matter.
This is not the first time Hasan has done this. When Hasan was wrong about the invasion of Ukraine, he coped by spouting Russian propaganda.
Regardless of whether he wants it or not, he needs it as a buffer state. Exactly. Exactly.
Dylan Burns, an actual on-the-ground journalist, this guy is currently in Ukraine, would then show everyday Ukrainians these clips and they'd respond to it.
Russia annexing its own territory that it's had, that its own territory full of its own people is not the same as NATO being like, we're going to turn your country into a base and put literal military bases and rockets into your country.
Most offensive thing, and it's its own territory. Excuse me, what is Ukraine even? So this is the imperialist talk for supposedly anti-imperialist leftists who is like all about fighting colonialism and imperialism when only the West does it.
He's obviously not anti-imperialist, right? Because he
claims he is.
Well, he claims a lot of things, but he claims he cares about Ukrainian lives too, which I don't think is true.
It is a 90-minute video blowing up Hasan's ridiculous rhetoric.
Like that you say that they should secede territory to a fascist invasion.
It's not even secession of territory. It's like prior agreements that neither party has held on to. The real Ukrainian...
Sir, we had prior agreements before Minsk agreements.
That's a false equivalence.
He's referring to agreements where it obviously benefited Russia more as the agreements that we should stick to, rather than the agreements that we had decades before that was fair on all accounts.
This video from Dylan came out a week ago. Hasan's response was to lie, claim that it never happened, say that it was all out of context.
Those of you said, chat, has he responded to Dylan Burns' post, by the way, before getting clapped? If you think that I would entertain such a psychotic thing ever in my life, I don't know what to tell you.
How is having actual Ukrainians engaging with your arguments psychopathic? It's objectively good for the online conversation, but he frames it as bad because they disagree with him.
There is nothing more perverted and psychopathic than literally putting Ukrainian people in Ukraine that are being bombed, okay, by an invading force that is unjustifiably occupying their country, making Ukrainians sit down and watch my clips out of fucking context in a way that you have framed it to have them go, oh, wow, how fucked up this guy.
He'll never show what's out of context because nothing is. He's just lying again. And because it's Hassan, he then has to demonize Dylan for doing actual on-the-ground journalism by calling him a war tourist pervert.
I don't know what to say. It basically betrays the position that you have. Like, oh, I genuinely care about this. That's why I went out there, not because I'm like a fucking war tourist pervert.
It's the exact same response that red pillars give when they're under legitimate ridicule. Claim that it's all out of context, hoping their own audience doesn't go and actually look it up for themselves. And to some degree it works. I've received many comments claiming I took things out of context, but never actually showing what it is. Why? Because nothing's out of context. It's cope from him and his entire audience. If mainstream media is expected to correct stories when they're blatantly wrong, why shouldn't Hassan? He's the largest left-leaning political streamer. He has more live viewers than the BBC. His blatant disregard for actual reporting has consequences. When talking about a 23-year-old German girl who was last seen stripped and mutilated in a Hamas photo, Hassan's fans disregarded any news surrounding her potential murder, saying she wasn't stripped, she was wearing the exact same outfit in the truck as she was at the rave. I genuinely believe Hamas carried her out of the concert to get her to a medical treatment center. The outrageous claim that she was raped is absolutely not true. This guy gets his evidence from the same place as Hassan. They completely fabricated. It's a widespread belief on Hassan's Reddit that what Hamas is doing isn't terrorism. His Reddit mods are banning people even calling Hamas terrorists, saying it's a prejudice statement against marginalized groups. My favorite part is the mod hitting the ban guy with, try Marxism sometime. It helps a lot with understanding people and the things they do. Okay, dude. Only on Hassan's Reddit could that be considered an own. Hassan's audience acts just like Hassan. Shocker. Hassan's Twitch mod has gone on the record saying that Israelis should dodge military service, otherwise it's the equivalent of the Nuremberg trials, which was 24 of the worst Nazis being put on trial after World War II.
I'm just personally not a fan of, you know, I had to do what I was forced to do. And I feel like you start getting really close to like Nuremberg trial type shit there.
So she's trying to compare anyone drafted into the IDF mandatory conscription to being a fucking Nazi.
I'm not surprised his audience feels this way. His reporting is factually lacking, demonizing, and emotionally charged. It radicalizes people. When Ethan confronted Hassan about his audience nonstop calling him racist and genocidal, Hassan said he can't do anything about it.
Like, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just
to
opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
You literally implied that Jewish Voice for Peace would be akin to a capo in this circumstance.
Oh, you are fucking so bad faith for saying that, and fuck you for even like putting that out in the world. I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child cold, arrogant, as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Yeah, if you have time to ban everybody in your chat who links you to my video, then you could ban people calling Ethan a racist. He doesn't because he's okay with that narrative. His audience, instead of engaging with what I say, demonizes me, calling me a Zionist, saying the only reason I would criticize Hassan is because he supports Palestine. I'm gonna guess you only care about him now because he's anti-Israel. If Hassan was anti-Palestine and his coverage was just as bad, I would make the same video. He covers news for a living, meaning he should put the bare minimum effort in. Hassan likes to push the narrative that you can say horrible stuff about Palestinians, but not Israelis, because the news is only ever pro-Israel.
You cannot be callous in your celebration of Israeli civilians being slaughtered, but you absolutely can and always are callous and bloodthirsty when talking about the plight of Palestinians. And you say whatever the fuck you want, like they're subhuman animals, they're Nazis that all deserve to die, all the Nazi babies. This double standard exists. This double standard will always exist.
It's not a double standard. Pro-Israeli people are facing tons of criticism. Ben Shapiro gets ratioed every day. Destiny is constantly being taken out of context by Hassan's editors.
Honestly, I'm pro-genocide. Like, it sounds really shitty, but like, I think that Israel should just draw its fucking borders about where it is now, and basically Palestinians can go live in another place.
Ethan Klein, who's super supportive of Palestine, gets called a racist on the daily. His even-handed coverage would continue when people would hang posters of Israelis that were held hostage by Hamas, leading to pro-Palestinian protesters tearing down the signs.
These are ripping posters down. These are innocent civilians in Israel. Fuck Israel, bitch. These are our family members. We have family there. Fuck you.
This was wrong for these girls to do, but the video received massive support online. People are acting nuts on this issue all around. But what's worse is Hassan pushing the notion that the only reason people would care and hang photos of hostages is to bait Palestinian protesters into looking bad.
The point of these posters, the real point of these posters, is so that someone goes and fucking tries to rip it off so they can fucking film it and go, look at these scary Arabs. They hate it. They have no interest in Israeli lives.
It's always a race thing with him. People only do things because they're racist. That's his logic. This conspiracy, like most of Hassan's breaking news coverage, is backed by absolutely nothing. He then tries to start an actual psyop to bait pro-Israeli people into looking bad.
So the worst thing you could do in that situation is rip up the posters, okay? Because you'll be caught on camera. Best thing you can do in that situation is put the many different names of the Palestinian children that have been slaughtered. Put posters of them up everywhere. Have Zionists come and fucking try to rip those off. Do the same thing, but in reverse. That's it.
He makes defenses he just doesn't need to. He argues that Hamas, the terrorist group, doesn't hide behind the civilian population.
That's why it is fucking ridiculous. The idea that like they're human shields is such a fucking insane thing. How much do you believe the human shield stuff? No, of course I don't believe the human shield stuff. What do you mean? I've told, no, that's ridiculous. There is no, even if I were to believe that they are like purposely fucking putting humans in front of rockets, okay? It's ridiculous to actually shoot through the hostage.
When confronted on just being wrong about this, he makes up a new reason, saying that it's densely populated, implying there's not enough real estate.
When you say, why does Hamas mix their infrastructure with civilians in like the most densely populated open air prison? What the are you saying? Where is the government supposed to be? It is a false notion. It is a complete falsehood, a fabrication to justify the endless bloodshed, to say they're using human shields.
I don't get why he fabricates arguments for Hamas. They're very upfront with why they do it. It's not a secret.
The fact that you're down here in tunnels that have been built under civilian areas, you're launching rockets from civilian areas as well. Doesn't that mean that you're endangering Palestinians that you claim to be fighting for?
We are sacrificing ourselves and our times and everything we do in order to ensure a better future for our children.
But are you also not sacrificing the civilians that are directly above you?
Of course, we don't want them to get killed or to get targeted, but this is the only choice we have. This is what we can do, and they are supporting us.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem concerned about real estate here. Why deny the facts? Why not just criticize Israel?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
for the record.
Just like I do propaganda. I need you to understand my goal is to parse through information and misinformation.
You are the misinformation. You get everything wrong. And instead of correcting it, you shift the goalposts, lie, demonize anyone who corrects you. Anyone else would have been banned by now or forced to correct the record. That's the real double standard.
Can I please fuck you? Please, oh my god, I'm so desperate. I want to fuck you so bad. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Hassan is terrible at his job, terrible at covering the news, racist to people who disagree with him, will outright lie to his audience over and over again, knowing they'll believe him. So why is he so popular? Because he plays to people's anger and emotion when it comes to sensitive topics. If you're angry about Palestinians' treatment, he will frame everyone else as genocidal for you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You genocidal scumbag. You fucking piece of shit. You garbage, monstrous scumbag.
If you're angry about police brutality, you can watch him laugh at a cop getting shot.
Watch out! Are you okay? No, you shot me! Oh, God. Are you okay? Echo
7, There's never going to be facts, receipts, nuance, because he's only there to farm outrage. He should be seen as nothing more than left-leaning Alex Jones.
And rip the Palestinian flag.
Oh my god, he's crying!
Off of her.
What a
fucking bitch.
Subscribe to the channel. Also, my last video was demonetized, so buy a Ridge wallet or support me on Patreon so I can be a more independent creator. Phoebes, Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina, Mac Monkey, Drink Kobex, Bo Blacks, Necro Valley, Stefan Bildman, Friday 13, Abby Blackbird, The Confusing Opinion, Eddie Bizzle, Tiz McFitz, Christopher H, BCCS22, and the mega homies Reynolds Hughes Hellison, IGP, Your Taxi, Latchkey Gothboy, Cyber Katie, Lori Loaded, Papa Gut, Caden Lulin, Luis G, XO Irish XO, BA Subway, and TV Anthology Reviews.
Das ist wirklich gar nicht lustig, da macht man keine Witze drüber. Hab ich entschieden. Und zwar neue Folge 13 Fragen von vor einem Tag. Lustigerweise zu einem Thema, was mich auch schon sehr, sehr oft interessiert hat und worüber ich auch witzigerweise gestern geredet habe im Stream, während diese Folge rauskam oder zumindest kurz danach, aber ich wusste es wirklich nicht. Die Folge war schon vorher verabredet. Ich habe mich mit Dean unterhalten, der etwas studiert hat, wo Humortheorie mit drin vorkommt. Und jetzt, also während wir darüber geredet haben, hat 13 Fragen mal wieder was zu einem Thema rausgebracht, worüber ich auch fast zeitgleich geredet habe. Das hatten wir ja schon mal, dass ich mit Undine einen Podcast zur kulturellen Aneignung verabredet habe, der dann immer wieder verschoben wurde, weil immer bei ihr was dazwischen gekommen ist. Und während wir noch Termine gesucht haben, kamen 13 Fragen zu kultureller Aneignung. Und das machen die öfter mal. Dass ich mich für irgendein Thema interessiere, ich recherchiere da rein. Fatshaming ist auch so ein Ding. Beziehungsweise Body Positivity. Und dann kommt immer 13 Fragen um die Ecke und serviert mir hier so ein Festmahl. Ich kenne diesmal nur einen von den 3 Protagonisten, von den 6. Und zwar ist es der lustigste Deutsche aller Zeiten, Oliver Pocher. Wahnsinnig lustig. Also ich lache mich scheckig, wenn ich den sehe, besonders wenn er zusammen mit Harald Schmidt moderiert. Das ist immer sehr, sehr, sehr lustig gewesen. Harald Schmidt hat mal über ihn gesagt, ich zitiere, kleine miese Type, die so klein mit Hut ist und dann, wenn ihm jemand Fotzensekret überreicht, aber dann einem internationalen Gast das in die Hand drücken, uncool, meine Damen und Herren, Oliver Pocher! Und dann war die Sendung vorbei. Also es war ein grandioser Moment. Man muss ihm allerdings schon lassen, dass er trotz vieler herber Rückschläge immer wiederkommt. Also ob das jetzt was Positives oder Negatives ist, aber Oliver Pocher, den kriegt man nicht weg. Dem wurde schon ins Gesicht geschlagen für seinen Humor, der wurde schon auf öffentlicher Bühne von einem größeren Moderator klein gemacht. Der hat, glaube ich, einen seiner ersten großen Auftritte bei einer Sendung namens Ich bin nicht lustig oder Du bist nicht lustig oder so, weil ihm immer Freunde gesagt haben, ey, du willst Comedian sein, aber es ist scheiße, was du da machst. Und ey, der hat schon so viele Shitstorms überlebt, das gibt's gar nicht. Ich glaube, es gibt kaum so ein Stehaufmännchen wie Oliver Pocher. Das ist, glaube ich, egal, was du ihm antust, solange der nicht stirbt, geht er wieder auf die Bühne. Und das ist, der kommt immer wieder zurück wie ein Frisbee, wie Bushido sagen würde. Aber also, das muss man ihm lassen. Der brennt schon für seine Sache oder für Aufmerksamkeit und Geld. Ne? Vielleicht ist er einfach nur gefallsüchtig. Kann auch sein, aber es ist halt, also das ist zumindest kein Mensch, der klein beigibt, ne? Oder sich unterkriegen lässt. Egal wie hart man den beschießt, der kommt immer wieder. Und ich habe eine Folge von Die Blaue Stunde mit Serdar Somuncu gehört, in der er zu Gast war. Da fand ich ihn erstaunlich sympathisch im Vergleich dazu, wie ich ihn sonst wahrgenommen habe. Vielleicht macht er hier eine gute Figur. Ich finde, man hätte auf die andere Seite noch Sascha Lobo stellen sollen, mit Jule Lobo. Die können ein Feld zusammenkriegen, weil Jule Lobo redet so gut wie nie, wenn die zusammen in der Sendung sind. Die redet nur, wenn die zusammen einen Podcast machen. Wenn die gemeinsam in einer Talkshow sitzen, dann ist die halt Dekoration, ne? Also wie man das so macht als... Egal, Jule Lobo ist Feministin und das ist immer sehr, sehr klug, was sie da sagt und was Sascha sagt auch. Ich habe neulich von denen nämlich auch eine Folge über dieses Thema gehört und habe gedacht, ey, einige von den Leuten, die sie da thematisiert haben, hätten die jetzt aber locker anzeigen können. Ob es passiert ist, weiß ich nicht, aber auch, die haben eine sehr gute Meinung dazu. Vielleicht die Leute hier auch. Mal gucken.
Soll es nicht unser aller Ziel als KünstlerInnen sein, als Comedians?
So, warte, mal gucken, ob die Lautstärke passt.
Soll es nicht unser aller
Ja,
Ziel
passt,
als
oder?
KünstlerInnen sein, als Comedians, was auch immer wir machen, dass wir Orte schaffen, an denen sich vielleicht alle wohlfühlen können? Ja, viel Spaß hat.
Junge, du bist so ein Clown, Alter. Junge. Ich sag's, Alter, der ist einfach, muss einfach eine Show abziehen. Der ist so ein bisschen... Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob Oliver Pocher, ob der ein Klassenclown ist oder ob er der Typ ist, der Klassenclown sein wollte und nicht durfte. Ihr hattet bestimmt alle so einen Typen in mindestens einer Klasse. Das gab so ein, zwei Klassenclowns, wo die anderen gelacht haben, wenn die das gesagt haben. Und dann gab es immer noch einen weiteren, der wollte auch Klassenclown sein. Er hat gedacht, ich bin nicht besonders stark oder schön oder schlau oder irgendwas. Vielleicht kann ich ja lustig sein. Ich mach doch das. Und dann haben die aber immer nur irgendwie Witze zitiert und die Scheiße delivered. Und war immer so, die machen einen Witz und dann gucken die Leute so 2 Sekunden und ohne was zu sagen, drehen sie sich wieder nach vorne und machen weiter mit dem, was sie vorher getan haben. Ich hatte solche Leute öfter mal in der Klasse und es war dann immer so, ja, also fast wärst du ein Klassenclown. Und ich glaube, Oliver Pocher ist so sozialisiert, aber ich weiß es nicht.
Sollte Humor Grenzen haben? Wenn ihr sagt, eher ja, dann bitte auf die grüne Seite gehen und wenn ihr sagt, nee.
Ist wieder eine doofe Frage, oder? Also es ist ja bei diesen 13 Fragen oft so, dass man weiß, was gemeint ist, aber dass eigentlich die Relation fehlt. Also Sie haben ja schon mal zum Beispiel sowas gefragt wie, schadet Social Media der Demokratie? Und da hätte ich besser die Frage gefunden, schadet es mehr als andere Medien? Oder so. Aber einfach nur schadet es, ja, nein, ja, vielleicht ein bisschen. Ne? Also kann man sagen, ja, aber nicht so viel. Sollte Humor Grenzen haben? Also ich glaube, du kannst, also Humor sollte schon so eine Grenze haben, dass du nicht auf die Bühne gehst und sagst, die Pointe von meinem Witz ist, dass ich im Publikum jetzt jemanden erschieße oder sowas. Das kannst du halt nicht machen, ne? Also vielleicht sollten die Grenzen irgendwie sein, oder ich kann jetzt nicht irgendwie sagen, hey Leute, willkommen bei meiner Comedy-Show. Dieser andere Comedian, der wohnt an folgender Adresse und ist ein Nazi. Bitte geht da hin und verprügelt den. Satire, Spaß. Na, also, solche Grenzen selbstverständlich. Aber ich glaube, das ist nicht gemeint. Ich glaube, die Grenzen, die hier gemeint sind, sind im Rahmen der Legalität. Also ich gehe stark davon aus, dass wenn du sagst, sollte Humor Grenzen haben, wenn du dich zu Nein stellst, ja, dass so diese Dinge wie Mord oder Volksverhetzung oder so, dass die dann ausgeklammert sind und man sagt, an sich keine Grenzen, aber ja, also Gigi Allen war jetzt kein Comedian, der war halt ein Geisteskranker, ne? Aber ich warte noch drauf, dass einfach irgend so ein Attentäter hinterher einfach kommt und sagt, hä, was Satire? Satire darf alles? Das war doch übelst lustig, dass ich hier geschossen habe. Hä? Aber ja, ich finde, es gibt ja auch die Definition noch, ob es soziale oder juristische Grenzen haben soll. Das ist ja auch wieder nicht in der Frage drin. Ich gehe mal davon aus, dass sie juristische Grenzen meinen. Aber ich bin mir auch nicht ganz sicher. Ich glaube, Pocher steht bei Nein, weil er sagt, keine juristischen. Und die anderen, da sind bestimmt auch welche da, die sagen, na, keine juristischen, aber soziale schon. Weil, was ist, wenn ich einen Witz mache auf einer Bühne? Vielleicht werde ich angezeigt. Vielleicht kriege ich aber auch einen Shitstorm. Vielleicht kommt einer und schlägt mich, so wie bei Oliver Pocher. Es sind ja dann soziale Konsequenzen. Das ist ja ein wichtiger Unterschied. Ne? Also du kannst ja bei allen möglichen Sachen, wenn jetzt ein Comedian unlustig ist. Also ich fand zum Beispiel Luke Mockridge oder Oliver Pocher nie besonders lustig. Und wenn ich dann denen mal im realen Leben begegne und die wollen ein Interview machen und ich sage, mit dir rede ich nicht, du unlustiger Kasper oder sowas, dann wäre das ja eine soziale Konsequenz oder eine soziale Grenze. Aber die ist ja okay. Also, ne, Geschmackssache oder sagen, nee, ich finde dich halt unlustig. Ich gehe nicht zu deiner Show oder ich drehe mich um, wenn du mit mir redest oder so. Das ist ja was völlig anderes, als zu sagen, der Pocher muss jetzt in den Knast oder so. Straftat unlustig sein. Tok, tok, tok. Ab in den Bau.
Wenn etwas frei ist, dann doch bitte Humor. Dann bitte auf die gelbe Seite gehen. Und bitte.
Also ich würde auf der gelben Seite stehen mit dem Disclaimer, den ich eben gebracht habe. Es sollte unter Kunst fallen. Kunstfreiheit. Ne? Meinungsfreiheit. Diese Dinge. Man soll jetzt nicht für einen schlechten Witz verklagt werden, aber wenn nach einem schlechten Witz jemand sagt, ey, du bist ein unlustiger Keck, dann ist es eine Grenze, die ist okay. Und ich fände sogar, wenn ein Comedy-Club frei entscheiden kann, wen er einlädt, und der Chef sagt, Alter, dieser Comedian ist so unlustig, ich will den eigentlich nicht auf meiner Bühne, wäre das auch okay. Ist nur die Frage, ob der das macht, weil er den wirklich nicht lustig findet, oder ob er das macht, weil jemand irgendwie drängelt. Das finde ich auch doof, ne? Wenn es jetzt heißt, heute Comedy Night, 5 Comedians kommen, unter anderem Oliver Pocher, und dann stehen da Aktivisten und sagen, Oliver Pocher muss ausgeladen werden, weil ich will den nicht. Das fände ich auch doof. Ja? Aber wenn der Veranstalter sagt, oh, ne, nicht den, ist ja seine Sache, ne? Der kann ja, wenn ich eine Comedy-Bühne habe, dann kann ich ja auch sagen, ich push lieber die Leute, die ich lustig finde oder sowas. Schwieriges Thema, ne? Ist das Hausrecht oder ist es schon Canceln? Ist es, weiß nicht, hat Oliver Pocher, ist der wirklich groß auf Grenzen gestoßen mit seinem Humor? Ich glaube nicht, oder? Oliver Pochers Grenze war jetzt, der wurde einmal gehauen und der wurde regelmäßig öffentlich von Leuten irgendwie als Idiot bezeichnet oder als unlustig oder sowas. Aber, naja, also Oliver Pocher, der wurde, glaube ich, auch mal verhaftet, aber das war halt, weil er Sachen gemacht hat, die verboten sind. Also nicht für Humor, ne, sondern ich glaube, er ist mal irgendwie bei einem Festival durch eine Absperrung gerannt oder sowas, aber ja, da würdest du halt auch verhaftet werden, wenn du kein Comedian bist. Also der hat ja die gleichen Grenzen wie alle anderen auch da gehabt. Pocher wurde ein paar Mal verklagt wegen beleidigendem Humor. Na gut. Aber was hat er wirklich Beleidigungen drin gehabt? Weil Beleidigung und Verleumdung ist ja illegal. Oder war das Auslegungssache und er hat gewonnen? Also weiß ich gar nicht. Beim Kachelmann-Prozess. Ach, da auch, oder was? Hat er da Scherze drüber gemacht, die es so klingen lassen, als wäre Kachelmann schuldig und er hat dann gesagt, nee, Freundchen. Naja, gut.
Da hört der Spaß aber auf. Ja, gut.
Die Körperhaltung sagt so viel über die Leute aus, oder? Guckt euch dieses Bild an. Wie er sich gefällt, dabei in die Mitte zu gehen.
Like I escaped from a padded cell, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume I'm not the only one that does this, where you brainstorm this absolute ridiculous fantasy about what you would do in a perilous situation. How would you stop a criminal if you had to, right? So you're out at a restaurant, you start like looking around, and for some reason you just play through this fanfic in your head of, what if a bad guy comes in with a bazooka? What's the protocol? How do I save the day and keep everyone alive? And, you know, whatever. Everyone plays out this hero fantasy in their head, I think. And today, I saw a news story where I have no doubt the main character here had this envisioned in his head since the time he was a child and actually got to pull it off successfully. There was a criminal on the loose, and he was apprehended by the most unlikely of suspects. Like, I would have been less shocked if it was Captain fucking Underpants that caught this guy than who it actually was. A golfer. A dude just casually out there chugging some brewskis with the boys on the front nine ended up catching a criminal in one of the wackiest ways I've ever seen.
Police cars pour onto a golf course. They're going after a suspected bad guy. But no need to hurry. He's trapped in a porta potty.
We couldn't believe that he went inside there.
I can't believe this isn't a skit. It's real. This is legitimate. Life sometimes imitates cartoons. So, what happened is, I'll let the rest of the news segment play in a moment, but I want to break down the cliff notes. A criminal was running away from authorities, and he tried to hide inside of a porta potty for cover, you know, basically playing it like a stealth game, you know, where you're trying to de-aggro by going inside of something like in Assassin's Creed where you dive into some hay. He went into a porta potty. One of the golfers saw this and also saw the authorities were looking for him and took this as his moment of opportunity to strike. So all his neurons were firing and he came up with a genius scheme here where he would tip over the porta potty and trap him inside. And for anyone that's been around the internet for a while, you'll know that this was actually like a nefarious, like downright evil thing that some people would do to strangers in porta potties where they would tip it over, it would land on its door and it would trap them in there and it'd cause all like the poop and pee and everything in the porta potty to splash around on top of them. Absolutely degenerate, I think, criminal prank. But here, he took something truly awful and turned it into a force of good. So he tips over the porta potty, causes it to fall on its door, meaning the criminal that's on the run is now trapped inside that porta potty. But not only that, all the contents from inside the porta potty are now all over him. So he's covered in all kinds of shit and piss. Like, he probably contracted more diseases than the Oregon Trail. Like, this man's probably got dysentery and fatal fart disease now from this. Like, he added insult to injury by not only catching him, but covering him in toilet waste. It couldn't be worse. That is a fate worse than just going to prison. Being trapped in a porta potty you can't get out of. Oh my lord, it is so revolting.
The bizarre case starts when a stolen car crashes outside Milwaukee. 4 people inside take off. There goes one, then another, then the third, then the fourth. Cops say one of the bad guys ran to the golf course. Not exactly a great place to hide with all that wide open space. So what'd he do? He jumped into a porta potty. Fortunately, a golfer saw what was happening and tipped the porta potty over.
I can just picture this scene playing out in my head. The guy who tipped the porta potty over, our savior, his name is Adam. So he sees the criminal run into the porta potty and he immediately gets to thinking, it's time to start stinking. He gets a big smirk on his face, slowly sets the 5-iron back in the golfing bag. He was about to hit a spectacular shot, eagling the par 5, but he says, it can wait. I've got business to tend to. And then just fucking sprints over and blasts the porta potty over, trapping him inside. This guy obviously knew that he had to tip it over onto the door. This is a guy who was familiar with that old awful prank people used to do, and he turned it into a force for good. That's crazy.
Golfer Alyssa Boland was there.
He made a quick decision to tip it over, walked away, and said, "Good luck, buddy."
You can just imagine what happened next. The suspect found himself trapped inside.
Don't let this deceive you. Don't get it twisted. This was after the suspect had been apprehended, so they had pushed the porta potty over, so that way the door was on its side so he could climb out. But when it was initially tipped over, it was on the door, so there was no escape. He was truly at the mercy of whoever would come to free him from this fucking fate worse than death, being trapped in a porta potty with everything sloshing around on you. And I think it is so badass that the guy who did it didn't stick around to give an interview or anything. He just pushes it over, apparently said, "Good luck, buddy," and left. He just sailed off into the sunset, held his head up high and said, "I did good today." Like, he wanted no part of any kind of fame or glory or recognition for this. He didn't want the keys to the city. He just wanted to go back to finishing his game. He probably still went and eagled that par 5.
Back at the clubhouse, a police officer commandeers a golf cart and drives over to the porta potty. The cops roll the porta potty over so the suspect can get out.
Come out! Crawl out, dude!
Then he states the obvious. He's not exactly smelling of roses.
Don't do anything stupid.
One cop puts on gloves before he goes anywhere near the suspect. Hey, wouldn't you?
Are you injured at all? I'm just scratching my foot.
I will say, at least he didn't have to spend that long stewing in all the juices of the porta potty. He wasn't in there for that long. Like, this didn't become like a sarcophagus form where he's in there for like hours upon hours or anything. He was there for a little while. Even still, of course it's awful, but he did have another thing working in his favor in terms of this porta potty in particular. It's on a golf course, so I can't imagine that it's that full. Like, it probably wasn't at maximum poop capacity or anything. Like, there was probably only a little bit of shit and pee in there. It probably wasn't crazy. If this had been a porta potty at like EDC Music Festival or Coachella, you would have went straight to heaven the second the cursed fluids inside of that porta potty touched your skin. If you were in one of those porta potties that got tipped over, it would have sent you to meet your maker. It probably would have melted you instantly. It would have been like that scene in Indiana Jones when they open the Ark of the Covenant and everyone's fucking flesh just starts melting off of them and they die instantly. That would have been what happened with one of those porta potties. So it definitely could have been worse in terms of porta potty selection. This porta potty seems to be in the middle of nowhere on a golf course. I imagine it wasn't a high traffic area. It probably wasn't seeing a ton of action. If I had to get tipped over in a porta potty, I would probably want it to be this one. Like, I'm going out on a limb here. This could be an absolute catastrophe in there. I'm really not sure. We didn't get like an aftermath report where they do like a tour of what the porta potty looked at after it was tipped over. But I'm just giving it the old eyeball test here. I didn't see a ton of like horrifying things in the porta potty for the brief moment we caught a glimpse of it. So I don't think it was the worst in the world. There's definitely worse porta potties it could have been. Of course, I'm sure he's still not happy about the situation. Like, like definitely still horrifying, but you know, there's definitely more disastrous porta potties to be tipped over in. I'm getting a little sidetracked. What a crazy way of apprehending a runaway criminal here from someone who just happened to see the whole thing unfold and have this opportunity to help by pushing over a fucking porta potty. Like, the simplest thing ever from, like, old internet days.
Wonder if she would say Japan deserved Hiroshima because of their war crimes in China. No, nobody cares about any of that. People talking about, okay, listen, the straighter red like and comments are also probably gonna get you 7-day bans. You guys are getting really weird and creepy about that as well, so good luck.
I'm cool on the zealotry, not gonna lie. I'm pretty anti-zealotry with all religions, I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I don't know, I can't condone that, man. Hey, what are we asking from you? All of you need to become Muslim. That's it, it's just a small ask. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, man. Kind of capping a little bit. All right, is the religion whose book, the Quran, will remain preserved? And to be clear, chat, really quickly, it's not that I have any problem with any particular religions. I think all religions have the capacity to be parasitic, let's say. But only with religion can you hide behind a book for your heinous actions. Only religion allows you to do that. All of the anti-gay stuff, you cannot make a moral argument. It does not exist, a moral argument that justifies ever preventing gay people from having the exact same rights as straight people. But hey, guess what? Some people are like, well, my book says this is wrong, so that's it.
Okay. The funny thing is that, oh my god, kill this fucking stream and delete this from the entire fucking internet, August, okay? Because fuck Muslims and fuck Islam, and I don't ever want to be seen steelmanning their religion. But technically, okay, Bin Laden is giving like the most extremist versions here, right? Because he was a, what was the type of fundamentalist? There's a particular name. I would try to pronounce it, I'm gonna fuck it up. For this particular type of, is it Salaf? It's not. This isn't what I'm looking for. Oh fuck.
All parties must protect civilians and civilian objects.
She just restreams Al Jazeera for an hour.
Okay, October 24th, 2022. Lav. First Lav mention, okay? A 24-year-old streamer Destiny had a sexual relationship with told Destiny on stream that he hadn't done a good job of protecting Anna from harassment. Destiny immediately threatened to cut ties with her if she kept talking. I was part of the stream.
It seems really low effort for how long we waited to see it. Do I really have... I don't know how many viewers are in here right now. I don't know if they guessed their numbers or not. Or if it's drama shit. I can never tell. I don't know anymore. Yeah. I will talk about it later. Give me like an hour, and then we'll see when we got people here.
And I agreed with Lav that he was not simply Anna's victim. I still knew very little about the relationship. Shouting, Destiny said that Anna's abuse of him was as straightforward as somebody being locked in a basement, beaten and starved. He went to the bathroom, leaving Lav and me alone to talk in front of the audience. I said if she wanted to push back against his claim that she was defending his abuser, she should take the position that Anna didn't really lock him in a basement. The chat was ignited. Why talk about it, retard? Don't say that. Destiny, are you okay? Manipulators latching onto the thing that can hurt Destiny. Victim blaming. Mr. Gurn and Lav are a narcissist. Destiny fans started multiple posts about him in my subreddit. The topic of Anna is banned from his, about how I was weaponizing his abuse without understanding the situation. They commented, why are we opening this can of worms? It feels like other people's trauma is being hijacked so people can win an argument. If this is something that is to be discussed, do it in private for the love of God. I don't care what Steven thinks about it, to be honest. This was a line for me. I don't know what exactly I can see from Max to erase the feeling of absolute disgust I have right now. Though I had been warned never to mention Anna, I was still surprised by the response and pointed out that Destiny had fucked the streamer, didn't hold boundaries with her despite calling her a stalker, and didn't hold his boundary with Lav about not wanting to talk about it. I couldn't understand why the fans of the 33-year-old millionaire shit talker were rushing to hold his boundaries for him. 2 weeks later, I found out he'd been sexting her on and off all along. I felt strongly that I should speak out about it, if only to repent for my own complicity, and began working on this project. November 10th, 2022. Destiny found out I was investigating his professional relationships and accusing him of sexual misconduct. He launched a counterattack immediately, calling me a rapist, abuser, manipulator, and narcissist on stream. Anticipating this, I begged Anna for 3 hours to give me a screenshot proving he was still sexting her. She was extremely resistant, as she felt a screenshot would be too much of a violation of Destiny's privacy and she didn't want to jeopardize her ongoing relationship with him. She suggested I go public without it, saying she would provide one if Destiny denied the claim. Fearing I'd be hung out to dry, I recruited my girlfriend and Lav to help me convince her. Oh, here we go.
Jesus. It's crazy that he thinks he looks good here. This is like insane.
Destiny started up the attack stream titled I'm Nuclear and began his campaign to smear and discredit me. I still have permissions in his Discord server, So I jumped onto the stream and said, "You've been sexting consistently with Anna for a year." He responded, "Me and Anna don't have any problems." I said everything that he said about her is a lie. And that she never stalked him. He countered that she did stalk him, but that stopped a year ago.
Julie White Rose Manifesto?
Since,
Yeah, we've been
and
talking
he has no
through kind of the
obligation
whole
to provide
process
the
a little
public
bit.
the details of his personal sex life.
She told me yesterday that it was
When I kept
dropping today,
arguing,
so
he
Max
muted
must have
me,
told
so
a
I
few
left.
people if she knew.
And oh my god. Okay, right. Let me just get through. We're near the end of the Anna segment. I can feel it. Okay, we're near the end of the Anna segment. We're getting there. When I kept arguing, he muted me, so I left. Anna gave me the screenshot and I tweeted it out. She would later DM Destiny. The only reason I ever showed Mr. Girl that screenshot was because he said it will help people to see that I'm not a stalker. Keep this private, okay, please, because Max scares the shit out of me. He is insanely manipulative, like holy shit. The amount of coercion he was putting on me to send him a screenshot of our sexting was insane. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Stephen, yeah, I know. He's got you and Lav twisted into this idea that I'm running around sexually manipulating and abusing people on my stream. The next day, Anna DM'd me. I'm not happy that Lav broke our privacy agreement. I'm also sorry that my behavior has been two-faced. I'm scared that you're going to come after me now like Lav has. Jesus Christ, okay. I replied, no, I knew you would go back to him. You're trapped just like I am. I've been struggling to get out of his grip for a year. I'm just like you and I see that now. I've been crying all day.
Jesus Christ. Seen 200 where Reddit posted are more effective criticism? Yeah. Like I said, we'll wait for a little bit and I'll talk about it, I guess.
My clicking point, the Anna stuff, is obviously I spoke to Destiny on stream about it, and Destiny was like, what problems could come of sexting Anna? What could be the problems? And it's just like, this is like a hopeless fucking, you know, this is like a hopeless endeavor. It's like trying to argue with someone that's in the midst of a pornography addiction why maybe it's bad to consume 5 hours of pornography a day that is like the most extremist shit you can imagine.
Only 5 hours? Are you even trying at that point?
Destroyed by 20 black guys or something. And it's like, yeah, maybe you need to, you know, moderate your pornography habits. What could be the problem with watching 5 hours a day of a woman getting absolutely blacked left, right, and center? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like it's pointless. Destiny is unlikely to change. You know, he loves mentally ill women. He's probably going to continue to engage with mentally ill women, despite the fact they often cause him great hardships in his life. You know, it's not something I would personally do. It's not really for me. I've been down. That being said, I've been down that road, okay, and I've dabbled a bit in some of the Discord kit and shit, okay.
Oh, Spider-Pig, thanks
It's
for
not
gifting
me.
10 subs,
No,
buddy.
thank you. I'm done with that. That's behind me. The question is, you know, has Destiny done something? Like, what has Destiny done, and what should be done about it, right? And my whole problem with this has been, it feels like Destiny is clearly meeting like whatever the YouTube terms of service are, right? He's meeting whatever the terms of service are on the platforms that he broadcasts on and he puts content onto. Max wants to set up an additional layer or an additional level of like conduct or terms of service or something like that. And if you want to do that, that's fine. You can push for that, okay? Not a problem at all. But until that's in place, and I don't believe it will ever be in place personally, but you know, you're basically looking for like a HR department or something, right? Until that's in place, all you can do is say, I think people should do this, and you can live to your own standards, okay? Beyond that, I don't think you can compel a person to acquiesce to what your ethical standards are, and I certainly don't think that you can expect others to cut off ties because the person isn't acquiescing to what your ethical standards are, you know?
Who would win in a debate?
And then on
Mr.
top
Girl,
of that as well,
Rex Day 9.
it's a kind of comparison to a dynamic of like a boss and an employee, and I don't think that that's truly demonstrated that that exists as a solid thing that you can point to. It's much more nebulous and a lot more abstract than that, right? That is my basic position on all of this shit. In July of 2022, Melina caught Destiny having an affair. Both her and Destiny told multiple people details of the affair, making it an open secret in Destiny's community, but a secret I've nonetheless agreed to keep. At the time, Melina was extremely distraught and unstable and sought emotional support from Darius, a small 25-year-old streamer in Destiny's community with a close friend and previous sex partner of Melina's. After confiding in
got
Darius
Lil
about her
Broed.
heartbreak and suicidal feelings, Melina invited him to move to Austin with her. She would get a break from Destiny. Okay, this is a... Is Destiny still watching? Is Destiny still watching?
I'm always watching.
Because this is a bit awkward, isn't it? This is a bit awkward. It's a bit fucking awkward, isn't it? It's a little bit awkward. Hey, let's talk about the intricacies of Destiny's personal, sexual, and
Let's do it,
material
dude. I
relationships.
love it.
Whilst
Yes.
he's listening.
Yeah,
Base.
do it.
Okay, fuck it.
Fuck it, dude.
Listen.
Why not?
If he doesn't want to listen to this, he should stop fucking freebooting my content, the little fucker, okay? Let's fucking go, come on. Darius has been struggling financially, so Melina flew him out and paid for the Airbnb. Wait, hang on, we missed a bit. We need to make sure we read every part of this, okay? After confiding in Darius about her heartbreak and suicidal feelings, Melina invited him to move to Austin with her. She would get a break from Destiny, and Darius would get a break from his own troubled relationship with his 23-year-old then-fiancé, Sushi. Darius has been struggling financially, so Melina flew him out and paid for the Airbnb. Just skip the section. Absolutely not. What do you take me for? According to Darius, she has also floated the idea of renting an apartment where he could live with her in exchange for doing camera work for a content creation. Darius claims that on the first night, while sharing a bed, Melina wore lingerie to sleep and pressed herself against him. Melina would later vehemently deny this occurred. Darius had brought 2 MDMA doses to Austin, which he and Melina had planned to take together, but he first warned her that he might become infatuated with her once the drug took effect. Melina found this discourse off-putting and abruptly told him to leave Austin. Darius flew home the same day. Upon returning, he found out he was being fired from his job. Now it was his turn to confess suicidal feelings to Melina. But she replied only to ask him about the bag of shrooms he'd left in Austin, ignoring his request for help.
Jesus.
At one point, Darius wanted to stab himself, but he kept changing his mind by the time he'd retrieved a knife. He started keeping knives within arm's reach. Sushi urged him to go to the hospital, but he refused. On top of everything else, Darius's new puppy, sick with parvovirus, whatever that is, needed an emergency surgery that would cost up to $10,000. Paying for it was out of the question, so Darius started a GoFundMe and asked for donations on Twitter. Hey guys, I'm very saddened to announce that my dog needs an emergency surgery today or she won't make it. If any oilers out there see this and have empathy and compassion to donate, I'd really appreciate it. I'll get your name tattooed or do anything you want within reason. I'm really at my last breaking point. On August 26, 2022, Trainwrecks, a successful and famously generous Twitch streamer, gave Darius the $10,000. Darius tweeted, I could fucking cry, bro. Thank you, Trainwrecks TV and everyone who donated to help. I lost so much ducking much this month, and if I lost her, I legit don't know what headspace I'd be in. 5 minutes away from euthanizing her at the vet, and Trainwrecks comes out of nowhere. I owe you all. 14 minutes later, Melina posted in Destiny's public chat, that dog will get sick again. I could call him a fucking moron and save his money for the other shot he has issues with in life that he fucked up, and not on a fucking dog. Spending 10k on a 5-month-old dog when you're not financially stable is something someone has to say no to. Maybe comes off a dick, but it's the truth. I mean, this is just true.
Uh-oh.
I agree with this. I think
God,
this
Chad is
true.
working overtime for me right now. Thank you.
You know, I think that emotional appeals are often used to mask, like, what is a logical kind of conclusion that's cruel. Do you see what I mean? You know? It's like, imagine if there was like some fucking old granny on their deathbed, and it's like there's a 40% chance they're going to live, but you're going to have to pay, you know, loads of money to put them into care, right? And it's like, right, well, I would turn the life machine support off, and then they die, and then that problem is solved. Or alternatively, there's a 40% chance they live, we keep them going, but then we got to pay for a fucking care home. I'd switch it off. I don't fucking... Sorry, Grams. Sorry, Grams. You've had your 90 years. Bleep. See you later. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, and in this case, it's different because it's a fucking dog. You know, animals are like... What moral consideration of fucking animals were there? It's cold and it's harsh, but it is true. What is it they say? Comforting lies versus harsh truths. That's the thing. That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Yeah, I bet you say that. Oh, you're not a pet owner, Chud. Yeah, as you bite into a fucking hamburger.
Oh, the
You've
Destiny
got a fucking
argument.
genocide of cows feeding your meat diet. Oh, but the poor dog. They fucking eat dogs in China, okay? In China, this dog would be on the fucking dinner plate by the end of the day, okay? So miss me with that shit straight away. Anyway, let's continue on. I don't want to get into a fucking ethical argument right now. Let's just continue on, okay? Right.
Good marching orders, Chad.
August 27th, 2022. Talking to his audience, Destiny announced that he would not publicly discuss Melina's comments about the dog because people are way too fucking emotionally attached to fucking animals.
Yeah, I am attached to fucking
In 2017, Destiny posted a video called My Early Life Was Really Bizarre, in which he described his grandmother repeatedly buying and euthanizing dogs for no reason.
Jesus Christ.
Two of whom he remembers being particularly attached to. To Destiny's great sadness, his father was unable to convince his grandmother to spare them.
Do you think Max is done now? I think so. But
What?
we'll talk about after this, I guess. Yeah.
Why is that? What's the point of that bit?
We don't know,
I've
Joe.
got no idea. Anyway, 30 seconds after Destiny's refusal to discuss the issue publicly, Darius joined the stream. He angrily told Destiny that he was not upset by Melina's lack of sentimentality about the dog, but by her coldness towards him. As Darius made the case, Tabor Pepper, an NFL player and fan of Destiny's, joined the conversation to mock him and blame him for the dog's sickness, saying, "Dogs get adopted from shelters all the time without contracting parvo, you fucking idiot. You're retarded, you're retarded."
Tabor, what the fuck?
Okay. Destiny laughed with glee as Pepper demanded Darius. Destiny laughed with glee as Pepper demeaned Darius, who became increasingly agitated. I think the worst thing I did here was try, and then you guys are like shitting on me for it. Are you telling me I should just have fucking sat there and kicked the bucket? I should just fucking sat there and kicked the bucket and just let myself fucking die. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. Tabor smugly asked, did you get pet insurance after she contracted parvo from the kennel? Stephen laughed again as Darius gave a stumbling explanation about how Sushi's employer provided insurance and not yet kicked in. Egged on by Stephen's mirth, Tabor gave a rundown of Darius' past financial failures while the audience mocked him. Jesus. Melina typed in the audience chat, I didn't fuck him or date him, so he f***ed in mad Omegalol.
Not cool, Melina.
Darius yelled, you stupid sped, unironically, you should have killed yourself the day you had the chance. And a minute later, I have done enough to not give a fuck, and honestly. Tabor, worried he was about to out the identity of Stephen's mistress, cut him off.
Mistress.
Oh my god. I didn't watch any of this drama, so this is all new to me. I'm like, fucking, let's go. Where's the popcorn? Tabor, slow down, take a couple of breaths. Let's calm down, chill. Stephen, I'm just trying not to get caught in the crossfire right now. Tabor, let's not say stuff. Stephen, if you want to fight with Melina, that's cool. Darius, I'm not going to leak any of your stuff. Stephen, okay, never mind then. Go off, King. Fuck me. I didn't realize it was such a hotbed of like personal shit as well as the... I thought it was just a dog thing. I didn't realize it was all this fucking weird personal shit as well and all these weird dynamics. Fuck me. Jesus. Anyway, let's continue on. Melina joined the call and traded jabs with Darius until he eventually calmed down and said sadly, what I expect from you is to like care at all. Melina replied that she didn't want to interact with him anymore, explaining, most of your messages really has been, I'm going to kill myself, and for real, I've had friends call me about you. Several friends told me that you're going to kill yourself. I do not want to be involved or interact. Darius said, I thought the level of care was reciprocated after I sat there with you for multiple months, days and weeks about fucking this whole shit with Stephen and you talking about even killing yourself. Stephen laughed at this and said, got a lot of suicidal people on the call right now. Everybody needs to chill out a bit. He then asked for a timeline of the events of the weekend in Austin and moderated as they argued about who had made sexual advances on whom. Look at this from Dan as well. With Dan tossing in bombs such as, he said verbatim there was a lot of crotch rubbing going on. And the... What a fucking farmer, man. I get called a farmer and Dan's doing shit like this. Jesus, man. The ass to crotch pipeline, that is highly sexual stuff. How does a man with an open relationship have a mistress? In an open relationship, you still have boundaries, and if you don't meet those boundaries, then that's often seen as cheating, right? But listen, I don't fucking look. When Darius read aloud a DM in which he'd asked Melina if she wanted him to leave Austin or stay, Stephen got tired of playing with his food and went in for the kill. Projecting nuanced curiosity, Stephen laid out what I believe was the real reason for the stream. Like Bob 7 before him, Stephen thought Darius had tried to destroy his marriage.
What? No? What? I don't think I've ever made that claim about Darius ever.
I'll read on.
I've said this in the past and I'll say it again. Melina probably disagrees now, but Darius is generally like pretty chill and fairly respectful. A lot of the shit that he does is memes. He's a little bit creepy, weird sometimes. No, I say creepy, but like he memes really hard on like Twitter. But I don't think Darius has ever in his entire life done anything even remotely to try to like fuck me over or do anything like that. I wasn't listening to this, or I wasn't streaming from the beginning, so like a lot of what this stuff is just wrong. Max is just like making he didn't fact check any of the stuff he's talking about in this.
But like, isn't Darius like chill now? DGG have been watching Darius's.
Darius has never tried to like destroy my life or anything like that.
Like obviously there's a lot of tension. Like look, putting aside the memes and the jokes, there's clearly a lot of tension on this stream based on the read. Obviously I need to watch it to have a final conclusion. That's being generated by these personal dynamics at play that maybe people even in the audience don't know about. Right? Okay. But this read of it seems like, I don't know, man. Like, surely if Destiny wanted to destroy Darius, he could more easily do it than Bob 7 because Darius hasn't even got a presence or anything like that. It just seems like there's a lot of weird personal shit going on that people aren't aware of, and it's kind of being mixed up with making content and stuff like that, you know? So, I don't know, it just, without seeing the stream, I can't say for sure, but this feels like a bit of a kind of like an excessive read on what's going on.
Yeah,
but anyway,
Max, an excessive read? No.
Dan urged Sushi to join the call, and she did. She was furious with Melina for mocking Darius while he was in need of help. Sushi and Melina had also previously had a sexual relation.
What about my sexual relationship with Sushi? That doesn't get mentioned? I don't even get a shout out?
Why is everyone fucking? Why is everyone fucking? What is going on? Okay. Making things even more complicated. Sushi reprimanded her. The polite thing to do would be to message him and say, I don't think we're friends anymore. That's a nice thing to do. If you're going to start shitting on someone publicly, you should just... Are you accusing me of being jealous? Is that serious? God, the fucking DGG brain rot runs deep in this chat today, it seems. Anyway, that's a nice thing to do. If you're going to start shitting on someone publicly, you should just reach out to him first. That would be the polite thing to do in that instance. Melina replied, yeah, I don't care that much. Sushi, I don't feel the need to do any of this type of shit publicly. Oh, you mean me, that's fine. The only reason I'm here now is because I feel like Melina is trying to act a certain way that isn't true to her character. And she's trying to act like, oh, I'm just so, I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, but behind the scenes, she's such a fucking bitch. Sure, then that's fair. You said your piece. Okay, Darius, bye, guys. Fuck you, Melina. Tabor, have fun with that, Darius. Steven. I'd usher Darius out so that he and the other 2 millionaires, Dan and Tabor, could host a dating advice show. As of this writing, the dog is healthy and happy.
Can I, without doing a full criticism of this yet, so one of the difficult things that I go through when I'm writing, I'm almost tempted to rewrite this. I won't, because I'm way too lazy. But one of the things that is really challenging when you go to write a manifesto is I think I showed in one where I show you like the little stages that I do when I go to write things. The first part that you do is like, what do they call it in grade school? Is it brainstorming? It's where you just write down a bunch of things that are related to the topic before you even make your first outline. There's a really good saying, and I don't know what the saying is, but it has to do with like, sometimes it's more important what you don't say rather than what you do say. If you're trying to take somebody down, it's very important to have the most important part is you need a consistent narrative, consistent theme, a story that you're trying to tell, and every single point that you include needs to be in service to reinforcing that piece of dialogue or that narrative. Is there something called Chekhov's gun or something? Or what's the name? There's like a movie name for this where like if you see like a gun in one scene, it's because somebody's killing somebody with it in the next scene or something. Or it might be a book or something, a book term or something. But if Max wanted to do this effectively, he needed to focus on like 2 or 3 stories, and you need to weave them way more effectively. He's I won't get into my full criticism. He's a really bad writer, which is surprising to me because I've thought about like he's got a whole bunch of old blogs and shit that he'd written where he writes a little bit more artistically, I guess, but maybe he can't do like formal persuasive writing or whatever. But this writing is so bad, which is surprising to me. But I don't know. We'll get into it later.
Sexting Anna, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's other things as well.
If you want like a tip, if you're a high schooler listening to me, DM me. No, I'm just kidding. If you're a high schooler listening to me, if you're an English person listening to me, if you're ever writing an essay and you find that you're using huge blocks of quotes, you almost for sure need to go back. You need to axe the huge block, and you need to find a way to more effectively synthesize what the writer is saying into your writing. and at most use a spot quote or two. Like, whenever you're having huge chunks of text being quoted, you're probably not doing an effective job at conveying whatever you're trying to argue. That's like a rough guideline. It's not always true, but like it's a rough guideline. Yeah, it's generally not an effective way to convey an idea.
I'm sure there's a very interesting conversation happening. The D in DGG stands for Degenerate True. On August 25th, 2022, Merrick DeVille, a previous sexual partner of Destiny, quote tweeted a video of Destiny jokingly asking Nick Fuentes, does Israel count as a right-wing terrorism? Fuentes had come over to Destiny's house for an in-person stream that disturbed many, including me. Merrick captioned the video, I'm owed so many apologies lol, in reference to a previous argument about whether Destiny was truly becoming friendly with Fuentes. 2 weeks earlier, Merrick had attempted suicide. While she was in the hospital, without her knowledge, a partner created a GoFundMe to cover the $4,000 bill for the week-long stay. Well aware of this, Destiny said the following in response to Merrick's tweet about Fuentes. There's something profoundly sad, not just with the victims of unhealthy obsessions, but with the people around them who can't seem to convince them to just put down Twitter. The number of people I've encountered who are suicidal, who then hop right back into the most toxic parts of the internet, essentially begging for more toxicity, absolutely astounds me.
True.
I mean, is he wrong?
Nope.
If I attempted to kill myself, well, first of all, if I attempted to kill myself, it wouldn't be a fucking attempt, okay? I'd be successful on the first time. Fucking, I'd get a somehow, put it in my mouth and pull the trigger, I'd be immediately dead, okay? Number one. Number two, if I somehow failed, I've got to be honest with you, I would not go onto Twitter, and I wouldn't, you know, if I was to do a stream after just, I'd probably just play video games and not talk about any drama. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, listen guys, obviously I feel ashamed that I failed, so I'm just going to play video games for a couple of weeks, okay? Like, I don't know, I just would not want to get ingratiated with any sort of drama because I'd be recovering from that and stuff. So, you know, is it worded harshly? There's obviously some stuff here that's mean, sure. It's worded in a very harsh manner, certainly. But I think fundamentally the point of, like, if you have got mental issues, you know, engaging in parts of the internet where it's going to be toxicity is probably not a good idea. I wonder if there's much of a burden to the people around them as they seem. Do they even have the wherewithal to realise how fucked up a situation they're putting everyone around them in? Do they care? Or maybe they just need another 4K, who knows, good luck. 2 days later, a streamer named Bryce mockingly brought up the situation on a panel with Destiny, Not So Erudite, and Sock Darling, who was friendly with Merrick. Bryce, you made a good point that when somebody has I think it was like a recent suicide attempt, maybe they should take a break or a hiatus from social media.
Not good.
Sock Darling. Maybe we should take a different topic. I feel that's a little bit far off from our topic at hand. Well, I mean, I still think it's pretty reasonable because people usually dump everything that's going on in their life and start a GoFundMe. Destiny started to laugh and be like, oh my god, all this bad shit is happening to me. I need to start a GoFundMe and all this stuff. So I think that's kind of linked. It's kind of relevant. Hold on, do you know the backdrop for any of this? Not So Erudite started to laugh. Vaguely, but not really. Okay, go ahead. Take it away, Erudite. What do you think about that? Not So Erudite laughing. What? No, do not blank to me. Okay, Sock Darling, go. Me and Kai have dominated the conversation. One of you need to fucking contribute, okay? What the fuck do you mean? I've been fighting with Kai about evolution. I'm shy. Okay, well, that's cool. So it's like a typical two-parent household where the women do none of the work. Gotcha. Yeah, gotta bring in the money for us. I, for one, support gay dads. How do you feel about people using their trauma to raise money on a GoFundMe? True. Why is it on me? Well, I said thumbs down. Carla said thumbs down. What do you say? What do you say? I said thumbs down, not good. I don't know. I think that, well, I think people, if someone needs the money, they should be able to raise money. That wasn't the question. Should people trauma dump and then raise money off of it on Twitter? That's the question. I don't think you should trauma dump. I don't think you should trauma dump, no. I think the whole point of including some of this stuff is Max is attempting to build up like a pattern of behavior to, you know, say that Destiny is engaging in like these practices with various different people, you know. As just being a dickhead on the internet. I don't know. At Chud Logic, your mother a hoe. Okay, good one. Right, let's continue. Oh, also Omniside. Okay, Omniside. I have seen your postings. Okay, and I appreciate you. Thank you for being a Chud Nation supporter. Okay, right. Let's continue on. Denims and Little Fox. In 2019, Denims and Little Fox were both small female streamers in their early 20s who had sexting relationships with Destiny and were featured on his streams. Little Fox also had sex with both Destiny and Melina in September 2019.
Is that public? Or are you just outing that? I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't remember if it was public or not.
After TwitchCon, Denims had planned to stay in Destiny and Melina's apartment in Los Angeles. Destiny gave Denims instructions for letting herself and a friend from Destiny's community into the apartment, which he always left unlocked. Denims. Wait, there's someone in chat. This is basically someone made it. There was some psyop of someone called Chud's Revenge that was posting stupid shit in Mr. Girl's Discord. Now someone in chat is called Mr. Girl's Revenge, and it says, "Just wait for the second article. You will regret this."
Jesus,
that's a fucking banging meme. Anyway, okay. Denims and a friend had sex on Destiny and Melina's bed. Upon arriving, Destiny became concerned that Denim's friend had spent time around his unlocked computer, and Melina was upset they had sex on a bed, so they were no longer welcome to stay in Destiny's apartment. Later in the week, Little Fox let herself into Destiny's apartment to charge her phone early in the morning. She had left a charger there the previous day, and everyone inside the apartment was asleep. After seeing Denims acknowledge on a stream that things were generally tense, Destiny became worried that either Denims or Little Fox would accuse him of sexual coercion. That is a pretty big claim.
Wait, did I?
Is
Did I
there
ever say
anything to
that?
back that assertion up at all?
I'd fully recorded a huge call I'd had with
Or is
both
that
of them
just
the night
his-
before.
I mean, look. Listen, I'll tell you a little secret, okay? I'll tell you a little story about this, okay? I'll tell you a little story about this, right?
Did you think that? One thing that I thought, it's kind of true. One thing that I thought was that it looked kind of bad that I invited, there were like 2 girls that had planned to come back with me and Melina, and one of them had been like fucking a fan of mine in my bed, and the whole situation got so fucking weird. I was like, listen, like you guys can't stay here anymore. And I thought like, I wonder if there's a way in the worst way that somebody could spin this where it's like, oh, like you invited these girls over and then when they didn't want to fuck you, kicked them out. That was like a personal thought. I don't know if I ever said it publicly, but I wasn't like truly worried about like any claim of it because I still have a full recording where I spoke with both of them about everything that had happened. And they both agreed, obviously. It's not like there's any like facts of the matter that are disagreed upon here. I wasn't worried about them like dropping a rape claim or some shit. I just thought it looked kind of weird. Or it could look weird if you don't know what's going on.
I didn't have any content to watch and I was just sat there not knowing what to do, twiddling my thumbs, okay? Someone linked me Destiny's coverage of this drama and I started watching it, okay? At the time, me and Denims were still on good terms, right? So I watched it on stream, right? We do not care, keep reading. Okay, well if you don't care, well go and read the article yourself then, you fucking retard, okay? Okay, right, there we go. Let's just fucking time these fuckers out. Get out of it. Get out of it. Okay, so I watched this drama between Destiny and Denims of Destiny's side, right? And I was like, fuck me, this sounds a bit crazy. But I didn't really understand what was going on. And whilst watching it, Denims messaged me this really angry message. And at the time, I was on my, keep all the bridges alive as best as possible arc, right? I was on keep it alive as best as possible. So I was like, she was like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. And was really mad at me. I was like, shit. So I stopped watching the stream. And after I finished the stream, I spoke to her directly in a private call without going into the details of it. But she basically said, there's another side to the story. And she linked me a document. She linked me a document which I didn't bother reading because it looked boring, and I didn't really care that much about it. But we managed to like maintain a sense of camaraderie. Or
what was the other? What could the other side of that story possibly
later
be?
on, she ended up unfollowing me and disassociating from me because I think I criticised her for a take about the Assange, freebooting content shit. Anyway, that's besides the point. So the point I wanted to make is that because when Mr. Go had asked me about this, I said that with the Denim stuff, I was like, well, I've seen the COD video about it, but then Denims has got another side of the story, so I don't really know what the truth of this drama is, right? I don't know what's true. I don't know what actually happened. I've got no fucking clue. So I'm reading this and I'm like, I know that there was this thing that happened, there was some issue, there was some concern. I don't know exactly what it was. But the point I'm trying to make in saying all of this is even with all of that being said, I don't know where this is coming from. The Destiny was worried that there would be an accusation of sexual coercion. And on top of that, I do not recall Denims relaying to me that
there
she
was
thought
like
that
any.
either.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever a
So,
thing.
I'm a bit like, where's that coming from? Wait, is that what's being used to reach this interpretation?
Wait, what interpretation? What did I miss?
What was it he said about it earlier? Destiny became worried that either Denims or Little Fox would accuse him of sexual coercion. I mean, is this not like a pretty reasonable concern? I feel like
He literally just said what
the
you
way
said
it's
earlier.
worded
Oh, yeah.
makes it sound way fucking worse than what Destiny is actually saying. He makes it sound like in
Like I
saying
actually
it,
raped them.
that Destiny's doing something
Yeah.
that would be indicative that is going to lead to that outcome. But really, what's being said here is like a pretty reasonable assessment of what's going on, right? I don't know. It just the way it's worded sounds way worse than what the actual words here are saying to me. He read a chat message aloud. Are you going to learn from this mistake or keep fucking mentally handicapped women?
It's mentally ill women, not mentally handicapped women.
Who is that chatter? Someone find me that chatter. If that's you, you're fucking based and correct, okay? Correct. Good call. Good call. Good call, okay? Great fucking take. Listen, all the older women are either non-existent or unavailable emotionally, or they're in a relationship. He read another message. Destiny, you can't say it makes them look so bad and then claim the high road by not saying it. You just made them look just as bad as if you said it. No, I'm not. Trust me on that one. Here we go. White Nervosa. White Nervosa, a small trans streamer, started talking to Destiny in November 2017.
I just learned today that White Nervosa is trans. I had no fucking idea. I don't know if that was public knowledge, or if everybody knew, or if she's like a trans woman or like non-binary. I had no idea, but okay.
When she was 25 and he was 28. Between then and July 2018, they exchanged over 2,000 DMs. White Nervosa did not appear on camera for streams.
I don't know. Did she talk about it?
Trans. When he asked her height, and she told him she was 5'11", he replied, "Well, any of the guys you dated smaller than you, 5'11" is pretty damn tall." I'm of the opinion that, for most of their DMing relationship, Destiny did not know that White Nervosa was trans.
True. I just learned today.
Has there ever been any claims that Destiny did bad shit with White Nervosa? This is literally the first I'm hearing about this. Is the idea that Destiny didn't know she was trans and then wasn't interested when he realized because he hates trans people or something? I don't know. Okay. Also, listen, I need to be completely transparent here, okay? Obviously, I've got my marching orders from the big man. I have been sent this, okay? Also, what is this? How is this been? What is this? I don't understand what this is.
Oh, so White Nervosa sends me screenshots. So Mr. Girl says that I was like flirting hard with her. But she sent me the screenshots of like what he was going through her logs. I don't think I ever flirted with or hit on White Nervosa ever. We just never, even from the very beginning, we just never had that type of like back and forth. But like but she used to bother me for hosts relentlessly. That was like her thing. Like I think she even joked about it in chat. Like I'm gonna get him to host me. And so I made a comment. I was like, she said, "My time slots when you're done streaming." And I said, "I have no idea, but I'll hook you up with that fat throbbing host when I finish." And then, so Mr. Girl says, "Okay, thank you. If you have any other links, let me know. Any idea what this conversation would have been about?" And then LOLC, this is the type of thing I was talking about. The direct sexualization of him helping your career. It's okay. I think I have enough without you answering about the conversation. And I'm like, okay. But when he says that I flirted with White Nervosa, he's including things like that. That's what he's talking about.
Destiny sent me this a little while ago. Okay, thank you. If you have other links, let me know. White Nervosa started a call that lasted 80 minutes. Any idea what this conversation would have been about? My time slot. When you're done streaming. Destiny, I have no idea, but I'll hit you up with that fat-throbbing host when I finish. The Rizzler. Lol, see, this is the type of thing I was talking about. Pardon, let me take a look. The direct sexualization of him helping your career. It's okay, I think I've enough without you answering about the call. I thought they fell out for other reasons. I thought it was for political reasons that they were falling out. But anyway.
Well, no, it wasn't political. It was from the weird Vosh stuff.
Let's continue.
I think.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I don't think we had a formal falling out. I think we just stopped talking to each other just over time.
The day after they started chatting regularly. Destiny explained his needs for sexual compatibility in a relationship. On December 2nd, Destiny asked for a picture of White Nervosa's tattoo. White Nervosa obliged him with a close-up of her shoulder. On December 22nd, White Nervosa asked to be added to Destiny's auto-host list on Twitch. Hosting a stream means that their stream will appear at a place of yours while you're offline. A host of Destiny was a big help to a small Twitch streamer. Over the next several months, White Nervosa would occasionally appear on Destiny's stream for various debates and discussions. January 7th, 2018. White Nervosa. I'm flattered I'm apparently a part of the official harem now, but my two qualities are who tier, which is understandable. And then for people who like me, functioning sociopath, you have a stable job and 2 friends, but you find yourself fantasizing about torturing animals. So let's play PUBG sometime again in the morning, buddy, or debate or CSGO. Yeah, boy, you're the smartest Harem member so far, so good job. They spoke regularly about Destiny hosting White Nervosa's channel, including his exchange on March 17th. White Nervosa, my time slot, when are you done streaming? Destiny, I have no idea, but I'll hit you with that fat throbbing host when I finish. Okay. Is that it?
Yes.
What? I feel like we're starting to reach stretching territory.
We never traded a nude. We never sexted. I don't even think we've seen each other in real life ever.
Destiny's engagement dropped off in spring. He no longer initiated conversations and replied to White Nervosa once every week or two with a. I don't know what that's supposed to be. On July 10th, White Nervosa finally showed her face on stream. Despite many overtures from White Nervosa, Destiny was done talking to her and would only ever send 10 more messages. One of the messages was him refusing to let White Nervosa join his Minecraft server. The last DMs were April 2019. I included this story to show that for whatever reason, Destiny's career assistance dropped off, along with his sexual interest in White Nervosa. Does this demonstrate a sexual interest, really? This is like a sexual-themed joke that is at absolute worst, like mild flirting, but that is like... Yeah, this seems like a massive stretch. And this, I mean, some of this stuff is mental. Like, I'm of the opinion that for the most part of their DMing relationship, Destiny and White Nervosa was trans. Why mention that? So is it that he wasn't interested anymore because they're trans? Was it that they're not interested anymore because of a sexual thing? I just don't know. Like, okay,
that's what he's trying to sell, I think.
Here, okay? Would Destiny fuck?
Which is strange because I haven't had sex with a real life trans person, but I have sex with shit with trans people. Like that's not like out of bounds for me. That's not like a. It's like it's so weird. Like that he's playing. Like, oh yeah, he found out she was trans. I wasn't interested. Like what? Why would I not be interested? It doesn't make sense.
A trans person. Yes or no? Has Destiny fucked a trans person? Like, I could imagine Destiny having sex with a trans, right? Not literally, but just, you know, as a concept. So I don't really know why Destiny would like not be interested because they're trans. God, this is a bit bleak, isn't it? White Nervosa. I honestly didn't expect White Nervosa to come up, and with such a limited. Oh, here we go. With such like a limited situation too.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Anyway, come on, let's crack on.
Wait, is this working?
Fuck me, man. Okay. Right, guys, I just want to remind everyone. I'm sat here, and I'm basically the main reader, okay? I am the main reader of this information right now. And my reading is being used and abused. I'm being ripped over my reading right now, okay?
And?
So, I'm going to need a bit of money. This is the $1,500 stream. If you want to support me, you can do so via Super Chats, memberships, or alternatively, you can just put cold hard cash in my pocket directly there, okay? Every single dollar you give me is $1 in the membership fund, and when you hit a certain amount, I'll be your close personal friend until I die, okay? Vosh. Vaush. Now, a sizable leftist streamer. Vaush started out as a Destiny fan in the early 2010s and came up through Destiny's community. In 2019, Vosh was accused of sexually harassing a woman in Destiny's community over DMs, who would later own this and apologise. Oh my god! That is such bullshit, man. Listen, I'm not here to fucking shit on Bosch for the poppy stuff, okay? But this is like an insane framing of what happened, right? Jesus. This is a fucking very generous framing to Bosch of what happened. As if he just like, like, after a great fucking effort, after all this drama, after him trying to fucking denigrate the person, you know, there's messages on his Discord of him saying crazy shit. Like, the idea that he did an apology. Yeah, after a great fucking deal of effort and issues, yes, that happened. Anyway, at the time of the accusation, Vosh had been gaining popularity in Destiny's community for being further left-leaning than Destiny. The schism would eventually lead to Destiny banning all leftists, those who were more loyal to Vosh than himself. Destiny read the DMs between Vosh and the victim aloud on stream, but concealed the identity of the accused harasser by displaying redacted screenshots. By the end, many in the audience had figured it out, and Destiny gleefully revealed that it was Vosh. Within minutes, Vosh joined the stream in a panic, asking what the fuck is going on. Destiny laughed again and banned him. What? That's not what happened at all! What is he on about? That's not what happened at all! That is a completely ridiculous framing of what happened. What? Jesus Christ. I actually watched this the other day, but I can't remember why. I think it came as a recommended video and I just watched it. What actually happened was, you know, Destiny went over the logs and was kind of criticising it. Vosh came on and tried to defend himself, despite the fact that it was pretty clear that this looked like it was probably sexual harassment. And then they kind of argued about it. And at that point, Vosh wasn't even calling it sexual harassment. He was still trying to like hardcore defend himself. So yeah, I think this is a very generous framing to Vosh, and it doesn't take into account the fact that after this happened, does he mention the fact that Destiny took the video down? Well, as Vosh was kind of growing as a streamer, Destiny ended up taking the video down off of his channel so as not to like hurt Vosh's career. He didn't want to fuck Vosh's career over completely.
True.
Does he mention that? That's pretty important, I would have thought. Anyway, the relationship survived until 2020 when Destiny said in a stream debate about Carl Rittenhouse, the rioting needs to fucking stop, and if that means like white redneck fucking militia dudes out there mowing down dipshit protesters that think they can torch buildings at 10 PM, then at this point they have my fucking blessing, because holy shit, this fucking shit needs to stop and needed to stop a long time ago.
True.
Bosch's roommate and his partner at the time called for Destiny to be deplatformed for the comments. Twitch didn't ban Destiny, but they did departner him, leading to a significant loss of his income. On a September 12th stream, Destiny said, I'm going to be a little bit more forceful here, I guess, since I usually let people walk all over me. I can't imagine like how much of a spineless, disingenuous cuck you have to be to let a roommate and a girlfriend that are walking around talking about spam reporting me when like I've given you an audience, I've given you a platform, you literally like ripped off my whole website code off to start your shit, and your entire community witch hunts the fuck out of me, and you just stand by like, oh well, I told them to stop, I don't care. I didn't realise Mr. Girl was such a big Vosh fan. It's honestly wild to me as well that Vosh, you know, absolutely hauled Mr. Girl over the coals over his pedo Android debate shit, and yet here he is giving this insanely generous. I'm not saying he has to shit on Vosh, but you could at least give a bit more of a reasonable fucking explanation of what happened. And the other problem with this part too is if you don't explain the things that Destiny did in order to help Vosh in the early days, right? This makes him look insane. This makes him look a bit insane, possibly, because you're thinking, well, why is Destiny going so hard on this? Well, he's going hard because he feels like he's done a lot to help Vosh out in his career, only for when, you know, people in his life are shitting on him, he's kind of like going, well, nothing I can do, when they're like directly calling for his deplatforming using their social media profiles. A very disingenuous, you know, representation of what actually happened there. And again, if Mitmax had just, you know, this could have all been avoided, let's put it that way. No need for fucking this insane interpretation of events. It could have all been laid out and clearly what happened, and people make their own mind up. But yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. Okay, now we've got some assorted stories. Oh my god, let's continue on. Let's go. Anonymous. A severely mentally ill woman sexted Destiny. Well, that doesn't really fucking narrow it down, does it? Jesus Christ, that could be literally thousands of women. When she said something that unnerved him, he called her out by name on stream and blocked her. She asked not to be named and for details to be vague out of fear of retaliation.
What? Who is this?
2 anonymous female streamers, one struggling with mental health issues, the other not, both sexted with Destiny and were occasionally featured on his stream. Are these the fucking damning cases that were being teased? Just anonymous people that, you know, we're not going to be able to tell who they are, so we can't even check the veracity of what's going on. We've just got to take their word for it and take their version of events. I mean, Jesus Christ, what a letdown. Bad Bunny, a female streamer who had a sexual relationship with Destiny. I hate hearing his name now. It just riles up so many negative feelings for me, so many negative feelings of humiliation, of just defending him for so long, then just having him consistently never defend me and just shit on me.
Oh my God, what a lie.
Okay. Again, I feel like we're not taking into account the fact that there are instances of like Bad Bunny saying some insane shit and Destiny going to... Didn't he try and defend her over the Black Vi shit or something? Yeah. I'm pretty sure the lack of defense came about after they had like some sort of political schism or something. But anyway, there's a lot of Destiny viewers that will just sit in my chat and just wait to click things I say to report to him. Really? Does that happen? I can't remember the last time I saw Destiny look at a Bad Bunny clip. Maybe she just never says anything retarded anymore. And then I'll watch them on stream and he'll chuckle and say something rude about me, and then I'll move on and they'll go have a fucking field day and then proceed to rant about me about how I'm a horrible toxic individual on the subreddit. These posts don't get deleted because freedom of speech, but the Trainwrecks posts get deleted. Anyway, let's just fucking get through this. Trihex, a former friend and podcast host of Destiny. The relationship fell apart when Trihex, who is black, confronted Destiny on a stream about his defense of using the N-word in certain contexts. When Destiny responded coldly, Trihex cried. In an October 2019 Reddit post lashing out at several of his enemies, Destiny wrote, "Now what in the flying fuck changed so hard? You were literally so upset about my usage of the N-word with a hard R that you literally just offended a few weeks before, in front of me on a podcast against someone saying it was dehumanizing. How did you go from verbalizing my arguments with crystal clear accuracy to crying on a podcast to make me look like the literal fucking hellspawn of the earth?
True.
Why are you complaining that you have to take a break from streaming because you're so upset with an incredibly public position that I've held and defended for years, even in front of you?
True.
Why the fuck is your girlfriend dogpiling on the tweet about me now too? Why are you acting so emotional about this and claiming you cleaned up and changed your act completely when you still use ableist slurs like retarded publicly and mine other Twitch chats? Or threatening to make Jew jokes, or literally quoting Uncle Ruckus by saying, and I quote, niglet, which is exactly the context I'm arguing for. It's amazing to me that's all it took were a few USSR LARPers whispering in your ear to turn against me. And then you have the nerve to confront me publicly and ask how our friendship means so little to me. When you 180'd your position from less than a month ago because a group of lefty dumbfucks are telling you that I'm the devil incarnate.
True.
And then you expect me to empathize with the position while you have the entire internet rallied behind you with LSF threads hitting the front page of Reddit shitting on me in every aspect of my personality.
True.
Fuck that, I've cancelled the podcast. I don't care if you want to continue or not. What kind of fucked up background do you think I come from where I'd ever deal with such a dysfunctional one-sided relationship?
True. Damn, where did this Destiny go?
Again, I just can't help but shake this feeling. This is just like Soy Kiwi Farms, documenting all the bad things that Destiny's ever done. You know, do you know what this is? This is the CDO of allegations, right? You're putting together, this is the CDO thing again, right? Where you're putting together all of these different things into one so you can point to it and go, look at that. Look at that, look at that there. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. You got some old drama between him and Trihex over the N-word usage that was solved ages ago. Why have you got that in there? You know? The next segment, oh my God, I can't wait for the next segment. There is no other segment. This is the segment. This is the segment. Me reading this article is the segment today. There is no other segment. There is no escape. There is nothing else happening today. I am reading this article. And if you don't like it, I advise you go and find something else to do, okay? A subreddit post about the incident titled, "It's actually so fucking sad that Trihex is looking like this entire show, and Destiny still jokes about the N-word joke drama," was removed by the mods after receiving 1,300 upvotes. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Here we go. This is the one you've all been waiting for. This is it. This is the segment you've all been waiting for. The Lav segment. Black Dow, thanks for the super chat. You're the first person I've thanked in ages. It's been crazy today. Keep them coming.
How are you doing today, sir?
In November 2021, Lav was a 23-year-old musician, TikToker, adult content creator, and aspiring streamer. She introduced herself to Steven via Instagram DM, telling him she liked the sound of his voice and that she discovered him through his videos about Anna. He replied, "Oh well, Jesus, ah ha 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 ha. I do politics and games and shit, that's not my normal content." Well, I mean, about that claim, I've got to be honest with you. That is rated as 3 Pinocchios. Let's just continue. They kept in touch, but Lav didn't start streaming in earnest until June 2022, when she called into my stream to talk about relationships. She also told me she was retiring from OnlyFans. I told her she was manipulative and I didn't believe she would really retire. Based take from Max. This is the last based take that Max had on Lav, and he was right about this and I was wrong. I trusted Lav and she let me. I needed her to destroy the OnlyFans, not join it again. He was based for this, okay? She was taken aback, but I went even further, telling her I would not allow her on my stream unless she stuck with a plan to retire from sex work, as I believe she was self-harming and didn't want to help her advertise it. After a few contentious months, we became good friends with me in a mentor role.
I like
June
how he
16th,
didn't
2022.
explain how that reconnection
Stephen
happened.
DM'd Lav that he was masturbating and requested that she send a sexual photo, which she did.
Base. Necessary details, by the way. Definitely pads out the article a responsible way. Oh shit, my shit is lagging.
Okay. That evening, Lav asked, "Are you going to stream with me and give me clout?" Stephen replied, "Lamal. If we've got something to talk about, sure thing, bucko." August 2nd, 2022, Lav and Stephen talked about OnlyFans on stream. After which he DM'd him. "I really like talking with you. Thanks. Now I'll feel less bad bugging you for feet pics."
Behaved.
Okay, we need to just... Let's just... Stop. Enough. Stop it. Ha.
I can't do anything about my shit lagging right now.
Anyway, let's
go
continue.
after a while.
Pleasure doing business. Based. Welcome to the Orbiter Club. Lav Hart. August 6, 2022. Stephen told Lav that he cheated on Melina and had fallen in love with the other woman, but she'd recently ended their affair. This keeps coming up, man. Oh my god, what the fuck? It's so funny as well. Everyone knows about this at this point, right? It's literally a completely open secret, isn't it? Anyway. Stephen, it was just a relationship thing that was massively escalating over like 5 months, and I was ready to end marriage over thing. Lav, geez, I hope you and Melina take at least a break. It'll be so hard to pick up where you left off.
Oh, we're on
Resentment
time next to
building,
the
basically.
10 up to subs, buddy.
Stephen, it's okay. The Melina stuff is fine. I can pick that up again. Just have to recover from the
Dank
last
memes,
guilt.
live laugh, love dank memes.
Oh. Again, another edit. Another edit begins. Right, let's scroll back to about a quarter of the way down to where I am. Here we go.
Jesus
Here we go.
Christ. Only the game is lagging? Yeah, it's my NDI
I think what I'm
connection
going to do,
to my
otherwise I'm going to
computers.
be here literally all night, okay? This is, I don't know, man. Like, look, as much as I meme about it, this feels, this is to me, it's like, I'm not going to name the person. This is like Kiwi Farms level at this point, okay? Of like A-logging, right? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, come the fuck on, man.
No. This is all vital to the narrative that he's trying to tell,
Anyway,
okay? It's absolutely
Lav
vital.
asked who it was to satisfy our curiosity, even offering to tell him a secret of hers as collateral. Stephen agreed, and over a voice call, he disclosed the identity of his mistress and sought emotional support about the situation. In return, Lav told him that Sam Piker had sex with a friend when she was close to 18 and he was in his mid-20s.
Damn.
Lav has since given contradictory
Wait, she
statements
didn't
about
say
friends' age at the time they had
18?
sex. Oh my god, is this actually pointing out that Lav has done
close to
something
18.
wrong? This
Yeah.
has got to be the first time since months when Max has actually said that Lav has done something wrong. That
Why
is
did Mr. Girl say close to 18 instead of 17? Well, I'm sorry. I did call this entire article the entire time from start to finish. And I was correct in my other assessment in that the reason why he simps so hard for Lav is because about 50% of this article is built on Lav. Like I said, she's mentioned over 900 times in this article. He has to support her 100%. Her credibility is the article's credibility. They're inexorably linked to one another. So he'll go out of his way to simp for her till the end of time. He has to. It's his reputation is on the line.
Incredible. Wavering between 17 and 18. In November 2022, Hassan addressed the allegation directly and said she was 19 at the time. The woman in question has not come forward, and Lav does not produced any evidence to substantiate her claims. Holy shit, I think I'm going to fucking have a heart attack. No way. Here we go. This is going to make me feel sad. August 8th, 2022. Stephen, Chudlogic, and I streamed a discussion about the ethics of OnlyFans recruiting young women with the promise of easy money. This was before I understood the sadistic nature of Stephen's content, so I was surprised when Chudlogic bought on Lav. Yeah, I like content. Sue me. Who have become vehemently anti-OnlyFans, and Madame Genevieve, an OnlyFans creator, to argue the topic on a very personal level. I was also unaware that Stephen was sexting both Lav and Madame Genevieve at the time.
I don't even know if those timelines are true, but okay.
Okay. Chudlogic had ostensibly conjured up the panel out of an indignance about the exploitation of 18-year-old girls, a sentiment I share, but once the others joined, he fell back to a role of memeing and throwing pipe bombs from the sidelines. Guilty? Guilty as charged? Yes, correct. Guilty. Anyway. I also recently banned Lav from my Discord server because I felt she was a danger to herself and others, which led to us having an affectionate but heated argument about whether I was her dad. By communicating intimately with her in such a caustic
Lav is
environment,
over
I inadvertently opened her up to
50%
a
of the
deeper level
article.
ridicule from the audience.
Jesus,
Also, can I
he's
just say
obsessed.
as well, to argue the topic on a very personal level, if I remember correctly, Lav was going like hell for leather at Madame Genevieve. Like,
Yes,
Lav
she
was going
was.
real fucking hard on Madame
Yep.
Genevieve. That's not because she was fucking sexting Destiny. That's because Lav is a fucking psychotic bitch. Like, Lav herself is going super hard at Madame Genevieve. That's her choice to do that.
Yep.
Like, what is this idea that is this the gladiatorial combat thing? Oh yeah, he bought on two girls who were sexting to fight each other to the death. Give me a fucking break with that shit, man. It's unbelievable. Anyway. I'd also recently banned Lav from my Discord server because I felt she was a danger to herself and others, which led to us having an affectionate but heated argument about whether I was her dad. By communicating intimately with her in such a caustic environment, I inadvertently opened it up to a deeper level of ridicule from the audience. I didn't mean to.
What
paint
was the
myself as
date of this
innocently
debate,
naive. I've been
actually,
streaming
that
with
he's
Stephen
referring
in
to
August
right
for
now?
several months by then, and I should have understood what's happening. But it would be another 2 months before I ran out of excuses for Stephen.
Oh, did you guys say this was August 8th? Interesting. I'm just looking through my logs 'cause I'm curious what me and Madame Genevieve were even talking about at the time. On August 8th, she DM'd me and she said, hey, question, would you want to moderate a non-confrontational discussion between myself and Lav? And then I said, if you want to, yeah, sure. She said, cool, I'll see if she's available tomorrow. Would 6 o'clock work? Actually, never mind, LOL. She said she wants to do more research. We're talking again. And then I said, oh shit, well. And then she said, well, it seems like she's reconsidering her stance. But that was on August 8th. So I didn't even set this conversation up. It was literally Madame Genevieve that came to me and asked if I wanted to moderate.
The comments were harsh. Lav is harsh. Lav is a very harsh person. And she's going to get okay, am I fucking crazy? I'm sorry to do this, okay? I feel like I'm being fucking gaslit in real time right now. Okay? On that stream, correct me if I'm wrong, she was being pretty vicious, if I remember correctly. Right? I don't want to go and watch it now. Maybe I'll watch them a bit tomorrow, maybe, as a prelude or a sort of
Hey,
sequel
tell
to
Chad
this.
to check his
I'm pretty
DMs.
sure she was being pretty vicious and aggressive. Right? Why are we acting like she's some like little soft uwu girl who can't fucking handle a bit of shit? Yeah, don't go on a panel and be a fucking obnoxious. Maybe people won't be rude to you like this. What the fuck? It's insane. Right, what's this? Okay, more leaks from the boss. Let's have a look. Madame Genevieve, hey, question. Would you want to moderate a non-confrontational discussion between myself and Lav? If you want to, yeah, sure, cool. I'll see if she's available tomorrow. Would 6 p.m. work? Actually, never mind. No, she just wants to do more research talking again. Oh shit, well, seems like she's reconsidering her stance a bit. Cool, Destiny's crying. Yeah, I know. Obviously, he's feeding me information to correctly cover this. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Madame Genevieve is not looking for like a heated confrontation, and obviously, I don't have access to all of the DMs. I mean, I'm sure just here there's probably some degenerate Kuma shit or something, right? But in all seriousness, there's nothing here that indicates to me, or I can't imagine there's going to be stuff that's like there's. Madame Genevieve has said herself, I think she's kind of chill with what's going on. I mean, I think she relayed to Max that she was happy with everything, right? I don't know, man. That's fucking wild. Anyway, let's continue on. Lav and Stephen discussed it over DMs. Lav, your Reddit is self-harm. Don't go there, lol. Yes. On August 11th, 2022, Stephen DM Lav. Oh, hey, just because you've been on stream more and whatnot, I know we've had some kind of sexual conversations in the past, but you being on my stream, or the way I interact with you, never had anything to do with that kind of stuff, just being clear on that. Okay, well that is as described. I mean, this is apropos of what? Apropos of nothing, I guess? He's just making it clear. Oh, so you don't want to fuck me? Shut the fuck up, obviously, duh. But I'm saying, don't feel like any of our interactions are contingent on anything like that. Haha, thanks for saying that. Obviously, you know, with that being said, Lav has got no choice but to continue on, I guess. Let's continue on with this. August 13th, 2022. Someone in a private Discord. Yeah, Weinstein-y. Oh, hey, just so you know, obviously we got some stuff, sexual interactions, nothing to do. Fucking Harvey Weinstein over here. Jesus. August 13th, 2022. Someone in a private Discord server recorded and leaked a conversation where Lav joked about not wanting to have sex with Stephen and also said that Stephen wanted to perform oral sex on her fiancé. Dan confronted Stephen about his tolerance for Lav's weaselly behavior. Stephen, I don't know how much was said in jest. In terms of having a threesome with a husband, I'd probably do it.
I wonder if the mentally ill girl that he mentions, I wonder if it's that Australian, that crazy Australian psych girl. However, we never had any sexual anything whatsoever. No flirting. I mean, like, as flirty as my normal messages are, but no sexy, no nothing like that. I wonder if that's who it was. The bus girl? Yeah, yeah. It's lagging again? Yeah, for some reason, every now and then, my network drops here. I don't know if it's a network issue or like an NDI issue, but it just like drops here for some reason. Like when this drops from 150 megabits per second to like 150, it cuts my ability to transfer data between my computers. I don't know why.
I don't know if we've ever talked about that specifically or not, but I'm bisexual, Dan, accept me. Yeah. Why is it that every person that comes on stream, you need to try and sleep with? That's not good. True! Can anyone point to a single time that Dan has missed in this entire fucking article? I'm not seeing it. Stephen, I don't need to. It probably came up in a conversation. I've known Lav for, I think, 2 years. Dan. Chudlogic was playing a thing of her in your Discord, saying that she would find it funny for you to be with the husband, but would never want to be with you because you're a gnome cheese boy. Based. That is not based. That is incredibly two-faced and fucked up and not okay. Wow. Dan predicting the future as well. Incredible. This man can not only accurately predict the future, he can do it with pure perception based on everything that's happened so far. I think he's like fucking Dr. Manhattan, and he's basically seeing everything that's ever happened and everything that's going to happen. And he fucking just knows, okay? He just fucking knows. Anyway, it might be, I don't know. I'm not pursuing it sexually right now, though. No, that's not it. It's just the fucking Weasley fucking, I don't know, it just pisses me off. If it was somebody that I was going after sexually and they were kind of leading me on, but then they were showing up on my stream and shit, I think I would get irritated because I'd be like, wait a second. How do you feel about this person that went and said this about you after you were, I don't want to say vulnerable, but you know, to a little extent, yes. Actually, a lot of extent, yes. Wait, how was I vulnerable to her? Stephen is likely signaling to Dan that he should not disclose what Lav knows about the affair. Dan backpedaled. Well, that's like, in the words of a very famous streamer, that is leaking private sexting details. I interpret this as a reference to Anna's complaint from 2 years ago prior that Stephen had announced a sexual relationship on stream. Stephen, yeah, but I don't care. I'm open about all my shit. Like, I would do a male-female threesome. I don't give a fuck. I don't think that's ultra private. It's a little fucked up for sure. Dan wasn't convinced. Stephen continued. If personally, if I was chasing this person and this was then happening, I would be upset. But like, insofar as our relationship is concerned, we talk a little bit privately and then she's on stream for me. But that's mainly the extent of our stuff. And most of the time she's on stream, it's like pretty brutal experiences for her. He laughed as he said brutal experiences.
He's so dramatic, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do not laugh. Do not laugh ever. Never.
Do not come. This
But
wave
it's
is
not like
only
I'm crushing
giants?
on her really hard and going after her
Only
and then I'm
giants
finding
where?
out I'm getting played super hard. I'd feel horrible. If that was the case, I'd feel a lot worse. When Dan said he should be more upset since he seemed to be pursuing Lav sexually, Stephen said, I'm pretty sure we've spoken sexually probably like over a year ago. Stephen, the problem is that there are very few types of things in life that truly have me as a vulnerable person that would upset me if somebody betrayed me. It's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly uncommon somebody has that level of access to me. Sexually, that is absolutely not one of those things. If some girl hooked up with me and pretended she liked it, and later on she's like, Destiny's got a small dick, and he sucks, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that shit. Sexuality is not a vulnerable aspect for me. You can hit me on that all you want. It's not going to bother me. Hey, oh, you've been fucked over by a lot of people. I'm just going to be like, hey, I don't know if any other content creators fucked me over in a way that's like really bothered me before. In private, Stephen became less responsive to Lav's DMs. She asked if he was mad at her. Oh, no, I'm okay, lol. I don't know how else to convey it though.
Oh shit.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I mean, if he thinks that Lav's trying to fuck him over in some way, maybe. But anyway, oh no, I'm okay, lol. I don't have to go. Christ, do you have feedback, comments, concerns, or do we just move on because it's so insignificant? Oh, I already said it like 2 days ago. Just think that every single thing being said in Discord, etc. is always being recorded. Yes, of course, I don't say anything real in Discord calls, but none of that made... She's so fucking dishonest, it's unreal. She's such a fucking... Okay. We love women.
No,
on the street.
please,
There
God,
are
don't
no
make me redo
disrespect
this
for
whole
women
60-day
today, that is
fucking
for damn
mission.
sure.
Oh, God.
Absolutely no way are we going to be disrespecting women. But none of that made you feel bad, right? Nah, I'm Gucciin. I could kill you, good bitch. When are you coming to LA? I think September 1st. August 25th, 2022. This was the day Destiny mocked Merrick DeVille for an attempt on Twitter. Lav DM'd him. You're sicking your whole audience on this poor woman. Destiny. Tell her to stop fucking tweeting about me. Lav, she's nobody. She doesn't exist. She's just some random girl who tried to kill herself. She's not random. We used to be close friends. I hate that she randomly takes shots at me and shit. Blah, blah, blah. Just tell her to fuck off. She's very random compared to you. Take a breather. I'm done now, okay? I got it out of my system. Don't let the internet do this to you. Remember your humanity. You big fag. Wow. Wow. Why do so many of your former friends hate you now? That's a long story. Do I have to worry? But honestly, there's a lot of good, easy clout for shitting on me. I don't fuck over anyone unless they come after me first. I've never done that before. Did you have sex with her? Yeah. One threesome with her and Melina. The day before meeting in LA, Destiny DM'd Lav. We can do whatever you want. Just to be ultra clear, I don't care what we do, and I don't have any expectations for anything. If we just hang out and eat or chat for a while. It's super cool and fine. Just keep me updated.
I'm so chill here, dude. I'm so responsible. Oh my god.
It seems like he's going out of his way to like not be Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I
Do you know what
normally
mean?
do.
Can't wait for Chud's apology to Max. What the fuck have I got to apologize to Max for? Max nearly dragged me down into this fucking bullshit.
Except for when I don't.
We tried to, I should say. I've never really wanted to get fully on board with that without evidence. Good fucking job I didn't, because this is fucking, like, what even is this? What would you even call this?
Yeah, there's so much shit here. Why?
Thank you for putting me at ease and not putting me at gunpoint. September 1st, 2022. Lav and Destiny met for an awkward sexual encounter, some of the details of which she would later leak. September 11th, 2022. Destiny's subreddit had 2 highly upvoted Lav hate posts, one making fun of her forehead.
It's not funny, sorry.
What a fucking... This is pathetic, man. This is absolutely fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a subreddit post making fun of your forehead. Welcome to the fucking internet. Like, what? I don't know. It just seems so crazy that you're going to unironically say that. That's so funny to me. And the other stating that viewer call-ins are terrible, but Lav is worse. She DM'd Destiny and then removed the forehead post. Your audience is cancer. Yeah, they're super negative towards you and hate women. Don't read the sub, Lav.
Kind of true. Mostly true. But not since the anti-misogyny art boys.
I mean,
now we love
I don't
women.
know, man. September 29th, 2022. Destiny asked Lav to meet the following week during TwitchCon for another sexual encounter. She expressed non-committal interest. October 5th, 2022. After Destiny reiterated the sexual proposition, Lav complained that the latest stream together was posted with the title, Destiny actually convinces her to concede a trans debate. Lav suggested the alternate title, Girl Gets Negged by Steven for 56 minutes straight. The top YouTube comments included, my vote is to replace Lav with the cool Ukrainian girl, 2.2k likes.
Pissed.
The woman who definitely makes it in the streaming world because of her intellect and thoughtful conversations, 1.1k likes. I have to chant I love women in my head over and over every time Lav talks, 1k likes.
Not good, guys. Those are not good posts.
What are these comments supposed to be?
Who knows, dude? Who the fuck knows?
October 8th, 2022. From San Diego, Destiny DM'd Lav to ask if she was coming down to see him. Lav, I'm like having a mental health moment though, so I don't know. Cherry's doing like note-taking on all my combos, and I tuned in because I was surprised, and I thought the unhinged bitch thing was a bit, and it's fully not.
You should start a podcast called The Orbiters Club?
I'm going to solve a lot of the problems with this.
Jesus.
It's really easy. Don't seek out criticism of you so strongly, okay? That's my advice. You don't even need to log off. Just don't indulge in the narcissistic need to go and find out all the fucking bad shit people are saying about you. If you can't handle it and it's going to make you feel like this. Oh, well, yeah, damn. Don't take anything she says personally, lol. She's being super personal. It's very weird. Waiting for the twit longer about me next. I was in a weird place already, but tuning into that stream made it like 10 times worse. I nuked my YouTube and I'm deciding if I want to stream. I'm going to hide. Destiny suggested she write down the names of people she cares about and try to remember that no one else's opinion matters. Hours later,
good advice.
He asked if she was coming down to San Diego. I'm in a blanket watching movies. Have fun with your nerd friends. October 13th, 2022. Are you awake? Because Cherry is low. Is she on? Yes, she is. She's ready to go. I'm coming. Okay, we're waiting. Coincidentally, I DM'd him at the same time to ask if he was available to talk the next night because I thought things seemed tense between us. We'd be arguing about Nick Fuentes for a week and he'd taken to banning community members who took my side in the argument. He told me he was free to talk right then. Again, I didn't understand the nature of Destiny's content at this point and had no idea that he would agree to a conversation about our relationship while simultaneously setting up a cage match between Lav and Cherry, all to cause maximum chaos.
Jesus.
However, I ended up being quiet for most of the stream because I didn't understand why I was there. a lot of this stuff, okay, a lot of this, what you can put down to is Max thought that streaming was something else than it actually was, okay? I don't think Max realized that streaming, a lot of it, isn't like super serious shit. It is shit fighting, drama, personal shit, you know, shit flinging, etc., etc., etc. Right? Okay? So I think he's kind of come to realize that, and he's horrified because he finds it to be personally very bad. But then it's like he doesn't want to just walk away from the playpen. He wants to destroy everyone else's toys as well. He wants to destroy everyone else's ability to engage in this because he thinks it's wrong. And it's like, that ain't up to you, buddy. If you don't like it, kindly fuck off, okay? But it's not up to you to decide what we do with our content. You might think it's wrong, but then don't engage in it. Then don't fucking engage in it. Just fuck off and go and do your own thing then. Go back to making videos about how trans people aren't real. Oh, do you even still believe that? I don't know. Fuck off and do that. Do you know what I mean? But no, he's got to do this big fucking article. Part of it, by the way, is because he needs a narrative villain, okay, for his arc, right?
True, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. K for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, there's other people that have been his villain. Now it's Destiny. Now Destiny is the villain. He's got to create this villain to battle, you know, to justify his righteous indignation at everything that's gone on. When most people, if they're not happy with it, would be like, hey, this isn't really for me. I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to walk away for it. But he didn't. Anyway, fuck me. Lav and I joined the stream around the same time. She angrily confronted Cherry for mockingly telling her to call a suicide hotline.